reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, midnight glory, heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud, future kings standing on their throne. Checking the charts with your AI, up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, checking the charts, midnight glory. Sanctuary in all its blending, mind on fire, never ending. Dreams of gold, relentless fight, push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream, friends. How you guys doing? All right. It is somehow like very cold for some reason. I don't even know if this is like, I mean, I always like to think that if it's cold in Houston, Texas, then it's cold wherever any of you guys are. Like much colder. I walked upstairs. I am shivering. I've got the heated Snuggie down there on the floor, charging up, ready for that guy to like turn blazing highs. I'm about to wrap myself up in that a blanket there. Is it cold here too in Chicago? It's like always cold in Chicago. Like every time I've been. Well, except for like the times I've been in the fall. It wasn't that cold, but yeah, when it gets cold in Chicago. Chicago cold is a different kind of cold. People know what cold and windy is like. You ever go up there? I went up there in some cold weather, and it's crazy. It's cold in Florida, dude. I know, man. I'm like, oh, hey. What's up, man? Simon Dean, Lee Media. What's up? Saif, Saker. What's up, Chandler? What's up, ID? 16. Good morning, Josh. Good morning, Duarte. Trader 07. Mac Broski. What's up? What's up, David? Simon, dude. Climate change. I feel like the climate change is entirely localized in my bedroom right now, because it was not cold in the downstairs room, but it's okay. We get that heat going on from trading, all that energy, all that rage built up. That'll heat up the room a little bit. Cold in Florida, Josh says. Yeah, crazy right, Trader Sonic. What's up, man? Well wishes from Singapore. Hopefully it's warm where you are. It's cold everywhere else. Oh man, Sean, what's up, man? Vigabor, Adeland, howdy. 16 degrees Fahrenheit in Toronto. That is crazy. Are you an American living in Toronto, like a transplant, or were you born and raised in Canada? Because I would feel like, don't they use the metric system up there? So the fact that you say Fahrenheit, I assume you're from here, from the States. Don't they use the metric? I've never been to Canada. They use metric system up there, right? But like, warm in Singapore, yes sir. What's up, brother? What's up, Trading Lounge from Algeria, Saif? Oh, how's it out there? Born and raised, you converted. You converted for Fahrenheit just to be speaking to the dumb American who still uses the King's units that make no sense, that should have switched to metric a long time ago. I feel like people from around the world laugh at how silly Americans are, you know, still hanging on to what, you know, it's, you know, how many horse heads are in a furlong. It's just like the units that we use, you know what I'm saying? No, but seriously though, had a enable two-step. Oh, done. Rolled it over. Yeah, like I had an English an engineering professor that was like had this little bit he did about like just basically key points on the ridiculousness of how less efficient the units that we use are compared to like SI units. You kind of do use Celsius, right? A little bit. You know, Toronto, it's cold out there. You have a snowstorm in the Century a couple of days ago. Had to cancel work yesterday. Might not be able to go in today. I'm going to tell you something that I think is kind of cool. Anytime I've ever traveled and been on vacation, right? And it's been snowing where I am and it's just like too snowy to go out. There's nothing more peaceful and beautiful in life than to like wake up, open the door and just be like, oh, I'm not going anywhere. It's so cold. And then just bundling up, drinking coffee and just sitting there and doing nothing but enjoying your time. Like it always is the most peaceful feeling in the world. No noise, no anything. It's quiet outside because nobody's moving around. You can hear that quietness. And it's like one of the most peaceful things ever, just to chill and stare at the cold and stare at the snow. We don't get that a lot down here. But good morning, Matt from the Middle East. Hey, what's up? Man, we have people watch the show from all over the place. Good to see you all here. I love y'all. You know, I think like the quiet just hits different whenever it's cold, you know, like it's super uber relaxing and peaceful. Anyways, welcome to the show, guys. Million challenge commences. I'm at 5:30 again. I've been bouncing around because of this crazy market, but surviving, growing. I got my revenge on the flowers yesterday. Thank you, Jensen, for your tweet or whatever it was, your announcement that Nvidia is going to make $1 trillion this year. That's kind of cool. I feel like a carton of eggs is going to cost $1 trillion by this year because inflation keeps going up. But you know, market just popped. I shorted it hard with like 40 contracts when it hit my upper levels, and then made 50K on that move. That move alone, I was up whatever I was by the end of the stream. Was it like, I don't know, 15K or something like that? So actually I made 35 on that move. But yeah, I shorted the whole thing. Boom. It was amazing. And I'll show you guys that right now. I was just sitting there. I think it was like it was like here somewhere. I think I kind of like built a short. I can't remember at the end of the day. I mean, I shorted that once. I was short like maybe like right here, and then I saw that and I was like, oh, here we go again with the flowers, right? The fun a bit. I wasn't short that much. I was only short like 10. I was like, holy crap, man. Not the flowers thing again. And I saw it and it hit. I had a marked level on my chart, and let me pull it up really quick. It was here. It was like this red line, I think. I think exactly, if I remember correctly. Was exactly distance right here, like right at 890, give or take. Or not 890. Sorry, not 890. 980. Sorry. Like right here, basically like this little thing. I was like, okay, this area. I think that maybe it's on S&P, but it was like basically like that. I was like, you know, we went right up to, maybe it was like here or somewhere. I was like, you know what? This is dumb news. This is a tweet. This is a thing. This is something somebody said. This is not changing the entire stock market's or the economy. There's no way we're going to be rallying off of this. Just like anything else, Nvidia beats earnings or anyone beats earnings estimates, and then all of a sudden the market sells off. I'm like, we're back to where we started. And I did exactly that. I saw that it hit up there and I was like, no, not today. Not today, flowers. And then I got in there and I hit it and then dropped it back down to start. Again, it was a spur of the moment thing, and it also risky to do that. But like at this moment, I was only down pretty much what I had made. So I was like, well, it's just like a fresh new trade. And there's no way the entire Nasdaq's going to pop up 150 points just on that alone. So it was like here and then literally at the top, like right there. I smashed it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then got down to here. Trimmed a little bit, closed the rest of it. Yeah, not today. Not today, flowers. Nope, not today, sir. But it already moved too quickly that it was, you know, the likelihood of it continuing from there was pretty small. I was watching other stocks that weren't really moving that much. Anywho, okay, overnight. Let's get ready to roll. Okay, a couple announcements, guys. Number one, historic liquidity maps are apparently fixed and working. Hold on, let me load up my stuff really quick. Let me log back in. Hold on, don't go anywhere. Let's try this again. I think you have to go on the 15-minute chart to get them to show up. Let's double check that. I don't know if they're converted for futures. Let's double check like an Apple or something. I don't see it. Let me maybe tomorrow. Hey, so it takes a minute to load. Or a second to load. There we go. Of course, it's not gonna be instant. Not cash yet. There we go. How beautiful that is, my friends. So we're one step closer to our backtesting module, which some of you guys have all been excited about. Looky there, looky there. Oh, that's pretty. Very nice. Very nicely done. And it's working. Now, also number two is the watch list is a little wonky. And other reports of some of you guys saying the same thing, that the watch list is acting kind of funky. Let's just type in a ticker, see it's like, okay, hold on. Yeah, so the watch list is acting a little weird for people. I don't know if that's just, you know. Oh, anyways, I put in a note to get that looked at. Million challenge up at 530,000 right now. We're back over the halfway point to the million target. But yeah, this is beautiful. It looks very nice. Let me go to futures and let me see if that is on futures as well. 15-minute chart on futures. Let's see if it pops up. Let me ask him, maybe we haven't done it for futures conversions yet. Okay, we've identified the issue. We'll be getting on that one pretty soon. Gosh, man. Like, I can't type anymore. I used to be such a fast typer. I misspell like every word, I feel like. All right, cool. Well, we have historic maps. I don't know if we have it converted on futures just yet. I'll put in a request to get that answer for you guys in. But yeah, but for SPY and QQQ and everything, you can load that up. Beautiful. All right. Oh, we got to remark up our charts. Okay, so we have I rolled over to the M contract. Let me mark up my chart really quick. Friends, do me a favor. Hit that like button while you can, while you're here. I would love you to death. Very good update. Yeah, it's one step closer to the backtesting module, which is going to print the probabilities on the chart. This is the other thing that we're going to do. So what we're actually building with that, imagine when you hit DD band and the DD ratio is 0.75 and it actually says 84%, because it goes back and looks at all the instances that you had all of your conditions, exactly the same conditions, volatility conditions, irrational conditions, etc. And then DD ratio greater than half. What's the actual probability under these conditions based on all the historic data? So it will print on the chart what the goal is when it's all said and done, the actual probabilities, instead of our estimates of like ideal conditions, monthly hedge pressure bounces about 90% of the time. It'll actually have a real back test in real time. So vol MHP, resilience greater than 0, perfect conditions, DD ratio greater than half. What's the probability that we close above MHP over the last year of sessions? They could say, oh, the actual probability is 82.2, and it prints it on the chart next to the string of text that gives you everything else. So it's the real odds of those conditions, right? Like non-erratic, non-irrational conditions, and then gives you the actual probabilities. When do you think that'll roll out? Well, that's the bigger goal, right? this year is that goal. We've been working all year to get these things going. So the historic is now done. We have to get our stuff in Go charting. We're going to immediately pivot after that to get our stuff in NinjaTrader. And then as soon as we're done with that, we'll build this backtesting module. Why is the market pushing so high? That's a good question. Let me catch up here. Oh, okay, so not implement on futures. Oh, so the historic is not implement on futures. I'll be done in a couple of days. 24,976 upper monthly hedge pressure. And I need to draw my yellow lines on there, so let's get them. Wait, hold on. That is not hedge pressure. Who do you think you are? You are not hedge pressure. You are gray line. There we go. All right. 24,976. 24,976. All right, and then we got over here, this bad boy is going to be, oh, we hit the bottom. Well, we hit monthly hedge pressure in the morning in the bottom. 67.17 way down here. Oof. Okay. So that's part of the move, and I'm going to say that I don't know what the rest of the move was caused by, but let's double check on the news here. This is what the pre-market's for. We got to always kind of like figure out what's going on. Do we have any announcements or anything on the war? Filters. Hold on one second. Let's see when we started moving at about 7 o'clock my time. No, nothing really. Google partners with DTE Energy for new data center. That's something at that moment, but nothing really happened at that moment, so it's kind of hard to say. This week we have no ADP changes came out this morning. Oh, that could have been it. ADP numbers. Came out at 7:15. That's the weekly number, the ADP. Nah, I don't think that was it either. Nah, I wouldn't say that was it. Kind of hard to say. Maybe just the market just picking up. Maybe something was moving. I don't know. Hard to say. Oil tanker hit last night. Now is recovering. Yeah, it could be something war based. Who knows? Let's look at the bigger charts here, you guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. Do me a favor. Get those more likes in there. The bigger the giveaways are. You guys know the drill. Oh yeah, that's right. Let me take a look at this really quick. Bum, 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 bum. And it is freezing cold, y'all. Not freezing cold, but like cold. It could be less cold. I have my choice. It'll probably heat up a little bit. All right, more likes, more prizes. You'll know the drill. Your entry ticket to the giveaway is hitting the like on the stream. And if you guys get up there to these targets that we have, we can give away straight to fundeds every day. I told y'all, buy y'all some straight to fundeds if y'all get there. And I'll change the numbers to give y'all some. What is our giveaways today? We have on the schedule, my friends, ETF, TPT, and Lucid. Ooh, okay, cool. So as we get the prop scoring website out, which we've been working like day and night on, by the way, if you guys have been paying attention to us talking about that, it's been ridiculously crazy. Like everybody, our staff, everyone has been working around the clock, trust me, to get everything going. It is looking very nice. We got another meeting. We've had like meetings every single day for the most part. Development, we're doing our alpha tests. We're blazing through it right now. We decided to do alpha as a closed alpha instead because it actually is we figured that if we brought anybody in from the community for alpha, it would just be too confusing at this point to catch up, because we thought alpha was going to be a little like more, I would say, like technically focused on the site itself. Instead, the alpha's focused on a lot more like administrative stuff, not the site side, so like administrative side than we thought. So like most of our issues we're dealing with are about the company side of things. So if somebody that's not an employee wouldn't even be benefiting from the alpha, you'd just be kind of sitting there, whatever. The site turned out beautifully. There's actually not a lot of things we need to change on the site. Everything else is about how the backend works. So we were like, okay, instead of bringing people in for the alpha test, we'll just immediately skip to beta. So the plan to start beta will be on Monday. So if you guys are part of the Rocket Shooter community in our Discord, participate in our closed beta for our prop scoring website. What it is, it's a mathematical model that determines the score of a prop firm. Like a credit firm will determine the credit worthiness of you based on all these factors of what you do. So we factor in everything into this model, every prop firm equally ranked against each other in a scoring metric that you can watch the score change over time, whether the prop firm gets better or worse. You'll be able to monitor that. Some firm comes out with new plans, they market it to, you know, to the end of the world, and it's like, this is the greatest thing ever according to every affiliate, and we got the truth on our site. It's a math model that says, well, the score still came out kind of mid. You got bought into the marketing hype. As somebody that has a whistle blown on the whole portion of that industry, that the prop firms guarantee you, they fly you out, people big like me, and I don't care, I don't kiss anyone's ass in this industry. They fly you out, they wine and dine you, they sit there, they pressure you into making sales for them, they tell you exactly what to say, exactly what to do. They censor your community, they tell you to delete tweets, delete posts, delete things other people are saying. Hey, somebody said something bad about us in your comments, can you make sure to delete it? And they're paying every influencer on social media is getting paid to be censored and to censor you. I swear to God, that is the nature. Not every firm, but some of the firms, and I'm not pointing fingers, so I'm gonna tell you what it's like. You have no idea what the truth is out there. For someone in that industry, we got one of the biggest fucking checks out there. They pay you to shut the fuck up and sing their song. And at this point, our website, now I'm gonna tell you the good ones I work with don't do that. My Fun and Futures and all them, they don't do anything like that. They don't tell anything what to say. But other ones out there, they push and they pressure, and it's very aggressive and it's very shady. So who do you know with the trust, right? And so we're delivering a mathematical model that's not my favorite firms, not someone else's favorite firms, not what somebody paid me to say, didn't pay me to say, whatever. It is exactly going to be an unbiased, math-driven prop firm ranking so that you can see this is good, if this is bad, if this is a scam, if this is low value, math-based only. That's it. Are we sponsored by Funded Next? Yeah, Funded Next is one of our partners. One of Rocket Scooter's partners. The prop firm website itself is not sponsored by anybody. It has affiliate code with everybody equally so that it's a neutral playing field. So there's no like we're in a monetary partnership with somebody where they pay us a monthly or a weekly or whatever. Just standard affiliate based off of you guys' purchases. So we'd have no incentive to have any favorites because, but it doesn't matter what you buy, we would get paid for it. So, ding dong. Are they delivering flowers again? Not today, flowers. No, not today. Oh wait. It's May Day. The housekeeper is here. If you guys are talking about something simple, now don't say pushing anybody. I wasn't pushing anything. I was just giving away the free shit. You didn't hear me giving sales pitches on how great something was. I always was skeptical and asking you guys questions. I never was pushing it. I was like, well, we'll take the free shit, but no, dude, I ghosted those guys when they offered me 2 free trips, paid for by the company. They were trying really hard to change my tone because my tone was very derisive the entire time. I don't know who else out there got offered trips. I got offered 2 trips, fully paid, flights, hotels, everything. Something wrong with Funded Next? Nothing wrong with Funded Next. They're really good. How do a contract yellow impact lines translate to a new contract? They're exactly the same. They're based on the anchor point from the contract at which they were created on. So your yellow lines, despite the rollover, are not locked into that contract. They'll be the same value areas. So 25,206. Let's make sure we mark that up here. 206. Another one here. What is this one? $68.36. Hold on, let's see what you guys are saying here. What's up? Good morning. Yeah, so anyways, our prop website should be launching for beta tests. All you guys that are in the Rocket Scooter Discord, you'll be able to participate in it. It's gonna be fun. It's really neat. So far, we're getting everything completed for the beta test. So ready for you guys. But the point is that there's gonna be no more, like, I'm about to destroy prop firm marketing overnight. You're gonna see the truth of stuff. And with that, everything's gonna go on blast. You're gonna see who's good, who's bad, which influencers are lying to you, which influencers getting paid to say whatever they are, because you're just gonna have a math-based comparison tool, and it's gonna allow you to compare firms side by side to see which one the value is based on parameters that matter to you. You can type in your win rate, your failure rate, all kind of stuff. It'll adjust the scoring model based on your own trading parameters, which is another key feature. And as we continue to grow this model and take your inputs from the beta, it's just going to be more and more interactive so that it actually helps you find exactly what's perfect for your trading style. Like, you can go in there and say, I have a 20% win rate. Which props are the best for me? And say, oh, I just went up to 30%. How does that change the scoring? And some of the firms will get better and worse if you get better or worse. I mean, it's that detailed. What's my daily routine? I wake up, comb my hair, walk upstairs, greet you fine folks and tell you all good morning, turn on my stream, grab my coffee from the fridge, or my matcha, which is usually takes me like 2 days to finish one. And then I sit down, turn on my computer, wiggle my mouse a little bit to kick everything on. First thing I always do is get the stream ready and rolling. And then I do all my pre-market stuff while I wait for you guys. I have a little website that I have that I look at all these things together. I look at the economic calendar just to see what's coming up the week. Now I'll tell you, I usually have this memorized when I read it the first time on Monday. But we don't have anything really today. We have Fed tomorrow with the quarterly projections are coming out. So that's tomorrow here. So other than that, there's really nothing else that's coming out news-wise this week. The new home sales, not anything. So it's a light news week. But I'll come here and double check just to make sure I wasn't missing something. On the heavy news weeks, there might be a lot of stuff. Then I scour through Financial Juice. I go up to the top to look at the need to know, see if there's anything big that happened overnight. And then I just scroll down and read the red text throughout the evening all the way to when I went to bed. Anything happened? Nothing really happened. I come look at the chart. Then I say, did anything happen in the morning? I go, oh, there's some big candles. But I miss on some other news in the middle there. And I looked and there's nothing there. And then that's basically what I do in the morning. So I'll check the earnings calendar if there's anything earnings. And then I'm ready to go. So from there, hold on, let me organize my stuff. Over here. Then I come here and make sure I got my charts marked up. I just moved my dynamic hedge pressures, put these on here. And I rolled over my contract and just prepare. That's basically it. I mean, I do all my trading once the market opens. I usually have a good gauge. Like right now, if I did want to take a trade, the perfect trade is to short off of this orange line right there. I probably could do that actually. Let me make sure I get everything loaded up here. Ready to go, ready to go, ready to go. All right. Debate's trying to force the rollover. That's what that was. Okay. All right. I'll take it. Okay. What should I? Okay, let me double check this really quick. I think that today, if it's starting to feel like, I guess yesterday's move, today's move is feeling like it's trying to be bullish and move higher. I don't really think that today is going to be a day that goes down. For whatever case may be, I think it's the volatility structure. You or me, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like you and me kind of like in the same boat here, maybe. I don't know. This volatility has been a decay 2 days in a row. It's starting to build like it's going to rally. So while I do think there will be like a jerk response off of this, I think that today's market, oh, my drawing tool always crashes overnight. Hold on. Hold on. I think here, attempt break and go. I don't think we're going to sell off today. But I might still take the little tiny 970 to 870, about 100 points to gap fill. You know what I'm saying? That the way that it feels very non-bearish. Hey, Jamie, leverage, what's up? So these levels that we're marking up, they're all different. They're based on different techniques. And I'll detail some of them for you. So what all of our levels are volume prediction tools. They're all going to predict volume in some way, shape, or form. Right over here. And they're all different exploits. Like the example, the green lines are based on CME span, which is a margin requirement. That's a model that they have that they create margin requirements from. So we reverse engineered that equation into actionable levels. The orange lines are maximum gamma exposure of market makers. So they have a lot to do with options. The orange line does. The white line is just the close. So you'll have three sets of data that kind of pops up. The open and close in middle, which is called, the gap and the half gap. That's its own procedure. That's exploiting the MOC for volume pivots. The green line, like I said, is exploiting the CME span for volume pivots. And then everything else that pops up on the liquidity map, which is this guy right here, which is all your hedge pressures, walls, etc., are exploiting the options landscape for volume pivots. So each one of these are volume pivots for different reasons. And basically, we look at different layers together. The green is for futures, right? The orange is based on equities options. And again, all of it's a clue. And we just tack it all onto the same chart. And there'll be some text that shows up next to these levels whenever the market does open. That'll give you some extra information like support or resistance. The text will change based on the conditions. And then it will tell you what the conditions are that lead it to its conclusion. So down at the bottom, what we are looking at are like some market internals and predictive indicators that are looking at what the stocks are doing at the same level. As an example, when you touch this orange line, drag your eyes down here, there's an orange indicator that'll tell you the likelihood of that rejecting or not. If all the stocks are like gamma negative, then the index is likely to stay gamma negative as well. If the stocks are breaking through monthly hedge pressure and going, then the index is likely to break monthly hedge pressure and keep going. So we use the index, its own margining, its own options around the ETFs. We use its own gapping procedure. We use the stocks that go into it to give all kind of clues about why this thing should or shouldn't be moving. So long at the open, I'm thinking like right now it's what is this, 976? I'm not going to be too picky here. I want to take a tiny, and I'm talking tiny. I think it's long at the open. What I think, you guys, is gonna, again, I think we might break it and overshoot. I don't think we rally through it right now. But what I'm looking for is this is looking pretty strong and long and non-volatile. I think the first knee-jerk reaction will be a red candle to there and then a green candle to go. So I'm being a little risky trying to jump in the middle of it. But I think that today's move is going to literally be like this. If this is here, half gap to here, then a push, then a go. But that's just me. Yeah, it's just me. The SPY QQQ call to put ratio have any weight in the market? Like right now, it's very bearish. I think that when people teach put the call ratio like that, I don't personally like to say that because calls and puts aren't necessarily bought by speculators. Let me give you a scenario. It's a good thought that you have, but ponder this as well. Imagine that if you want to long the stock market and you're somebody's investment, you're some investment bank, right? And you're long in the stock market on behalf of all your clients. You're buying the actual stock. The stock market's moving along and moving along. You got $1 trillion invested in it. And all of a sudden it starts to look wobbly. So to hedge that trillions of dollars, you go in there and you buy a whole bunch of puts, right? But you're not necessarily a bear because you bought puts. You bought puts because you're such a bull on the market and the puts are your insurance. So it's different than somebody that says, screw this market, man, I'm going all in short. I'm buying some puts. The speculator, come on in, babe. Speculator is the bear that's betting on it going down. This institution is the bull that's still holding on to the long. So the high amount of puts could equal, come here. Thank you. The high amount of puts could be a high amount of insurance because there's a high amount of bulls. So I like to take an understanding that when the put to call ratio is really high, it's because the market is so net long on the equity side, and therefore there's a lot more people buying insurance. And you can see like an example of that would be on the Commitment Traders report. The reason I'm bringing that up is it's hard to tell who's owning those puts and calls. Are they speculators? Are they hedgers? And that's a big split in the available traders, right? So down here, the Commitment of Traders is a chart that's going to show you the net position of institutions, and the asset managers themselves, right, are this green line. And the green line, as you see, is becoming more and more and more net long. This is S&P futures contracts. That also may be some hedgers built in there, but mostly institutions that are long. 800, 860, 900,000, 950, and we're almost at 1 million. We're actually just slightly above 1 million. The last data point came down, but at 1 million net long contracts right up here. So all the way through here, it's as long as it's ever been. So you got to expect, while it's getting wobbly, the put to call ratio is going to zap up really heavily because everyone's so long this market. As of last week, though, people have finally started selling. You can feel the difference. So I don't like to make a strong judgment call based on put to call ratio because it is muddy in that aspect. But the majority of kind of like your thought process that would go with it should say that when markets are very bullish, of course, the put to call ratio is going to be high. And at the peak of it is when the people are the most bullish and buying the most insurance. So when it like spikes up very quickly and peaks, that's usually a transitional phase. But when the market's like selling off, it's still going to be probably a higher put to call ratio until it starts crashing. And then you might get to a place like at the bottom, like say bottom of COVID after a bunch of crashes, that you'll see that for a temporary moment that the call to put ratio is greater than 0. So I like to tell myself, it's not like because it's high, the market's bearish. It's like if the put to call ratio just spikes very quickly, that's telling you that the fear is rushing pretty quickly. It's like the change in it. We look at like how quickly it moves. Does that make sense? It's always going to be high because the market's pretty much always going up. So you always got more people long than short. Therefore, you always got more people buying puts for insurance than buying calls for insurance. And therefore, the ratio is usually going to be above 0 in most markets. We want to look for those rapid changes where it just rapidly moves very quickly to show that everybody's like, holy shit, we got to get in on this really quick. And then it starts to move up quickly. It's like the speed at which it moves. So I put in like 2 contracts just to kind of maybe see I can pop this around MHP on the resistance. This does feel like a really strong bull run though. It's probably gonna hit 25,000 and overshoot. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add to it with maybe like 5. I don't think we're selling off today. I think the market's flipping bullish. It feels that way. There's no volatility. I'm gonna double in at 25. I'm gonna pop it and hopefully below here, close, half gap support, maybe close, fill the gap, and then we're rallying. I think we look exactly like that today. VIX is in pure free fall plunge today, baby. Free fall plunge on the VIX. There's not a bearish knuckle on this fist here. This might be an insane day. I think what I think is going to happen, the knee jerk open is going to drop it really quick, and then it's going to go long. Just call me crazy. Y'all feel it? Like yesterday was a pretty strong day that turns around. Today might be that same kind of day. Again, I still got to take my greater fundamental belief here. But we are gapping up roughly. Oh, the orange line is what's called hedge pressure. So it's the monthly. This is monthly options, by the way, and we do expire this month on Friday, by the way. So this is the monthly options maximum gamma exposure of dealers. It basically is a heavily worded thing that just means volume spike due to hedging. It's guaranteed volume. So you're going to have markets doing what's called a gamma flip here, the dealers themselves, gamma positive, gamma negative. When you do a gamma flip, volume becomes very irrational and it can move very quickly. So like I'm right on the edge of probably bad idea. Like my bet is that we don't have the volume to flip it. At least not pre-market like this, but I'm looking for this little tiny overshoot here at about 25. And then I think we open, we hit half gap, then we go. Oh yeah, that's right. It's triple witching on Friday as well. Yeah, anytime you roll over your quarterly contracts, the following Friday, the expiration will be your witching, your triple witching, which is about to become quad witching. And y'all hear that the CME group is bringing back single stock futures? Did y'all hear that? There used to be some company that ran those things. I forgot the name of the company, but CME is picking up the reins on single stock futures and bringing it back. I read a news article about that. So imagine having NVIDIA futures to trade. CME Group is like on this kick of like, let's just make all these gambling instruments for all these degens. Now that prop industry made futures popular again, CME Group's like, they're like, we got to add some more tables to the casino, baby. So we can trade NVIDIA. Yeah, you'll be able to trade NVIDIA at 60-40 rule. Imagine like day traders just completely abandoning the New York Stock Exchange. You know what I mean? To me, that's really funny. You know what I'm saying? Like who wants to go pay capital gains tax, short-term capital gains tax anymore from a PDT account? Blech. Let's just trade NVIDIA futures, baby. 60-40, no account minimum, 20x leverage from discount futures brokers. Come on now. The CME Group, if the CME Group is facilitating those contracts, you'll be able to trade it through AMP. Everything will be tokenized sooner, probably. There's not gonna be anybody trading the actual stocks anymore. Yeah, that was my fear. Like, what kind of institutions would go out there and hold stocks at this point? Like, companies will have to start paying more dividends to compete. That's what I'm thinking. Like, imagine a company will have to like entice people. Hey, can you stop trading futures for these people's 401k and buy stocks? We're gonna pay quadruple dividends now. I don't know. Like, how would they compete at this point? They'll have to change the tax structure on equities. That's the only way that would compete. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that's you guys know what I'm saying, right? Like, why would you ever buy a stock again? Well, I mean, it's not gonna be every stock though, too. It's gonna be like probably just the bigs. I don't know how CME's gonna do it. I never even looked at the single stock futures or traded them, or even know what it's like. I can only assume that they're gonna. It's a lot for them to roll out products, so they might roll out like single stock futures for like SPY and QQQ maybe for ETFs. They might roll out a couple of them for NVIDIA and Microsoft and Google and stuff. I don't know. Or they change the tax. Well, they'll never change the taxes on futures. That's for damn sure. Futures 60-40 rule is like a subsidization for farmers. So like, farmers, subsidization is when the government pumps money into something to lower the price to make it affordable for the people. So government subsidizes farming industry, for example, by, giving farmers money to make sure food prices are affordable for the populace. And so you wouldn't like put money into the system and then tax them at the end of the day. You're kind of defeating the purpose. So like the 60-40 rule allowed farmers to effectively hedge. Like you're not bankrupting farmers. You allow them to effectively hedge with the tax break. The commodities industry, right? It gives them a little bit of you're not punishing them for short-term holdings. Like, you have a drought and you need to make sure your supply hits the food chain. And so you need to go out there and acquire some futures contracts, make sure you get delivery, but then you buy them, your crops are okay, then you just dump them because you didn't need them after all. They're not going to tax the shit out of a farmer for making sure that they're just protecting the food supply. So, we're piggybacking off of that whole 60-40 tax break because it is for the infrastructure of the world, because it is commodities, right? So lucky for us, the likelihood of them ever raising taxes on commodities trading is probably zero. It would have a severe impact on the nation's food supply and energy supply, more so than people would think. That 10-15% that they save on taxes prevents massive industries from going bankrupt. They've all built their infrastructure on it. So it's more likely that the equities side would get some kind of incentives as well. But you don't know. And once government owns all the farms, stuff doesn't matter. Once Bill Gates owns all the farms, isn't Bill Gates like gobbling up like all kind of farmland? I'm reading at times. Can we not hit MHP and like close below it? Like straight up to upper DD band. I don't know what's pushing us higher today, but I was trying to short at 25 to stay below MHP. I think at the open we drop right to it and fall, but oh, I thought it was in. Oh shit, that was at 2. I thought it was in my head. I was in 9. Okay. Right. Prepped and ready to go. I think that at the open we breaking like this now at the open we just test there to break even. So I might just barely break even on this. But I think that we're rallying today. I don't think with the VIX decaying, I can't really explain what's causing that VIX decay other than Wall Street's back to the bull side. I was trying to bet small and then get a little bit more on the overshoot. 25.040, I'll just break out of this, but my bet was that we at least test half gap and open. Like the first knee jerk is that we open and just fall like this very quick, maybe the first 5 minutes, and then it turns around and rallies. Like it doesn't just go straight up from here. That's the whole point. It's just the stocks are getting purchased up and volatility is just an absolute decline. We're still in the middle of European trading session. That's also a big part of it. Let me pull up the we'll check here. On TradingView, I've got the DAX 30 pulled up. I mean, it's just been rallying all morning, so we're piggybacking off of European moves. That's really where a lot of it's coming from. The yellow line smooth contract change, they do not. No, they're the same. We don't adjust them because they're based on the actual value and their longer term pivots. So the futures, even though the futures contract moves, the anchor point is not based on the specific contract itself. It's based on the time at which it was created. All right. Let's drop it. All right, let me check some things really quick. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button on the way in. More likes, some more giveaways. We do prop giveaways here every single day. Is it your first time on the stream, somebody? Who here it's your first day, your first week? That's my question. We have a bunch of new friends. Every single day our stream gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You have now joined the nerdy part of Wall Street. We're Wall Street's biggest nerds. Curious how many new friends we have today. I like to give a little spiel because if you don't know, I mean, there's always new people, but if you don't know what we're doing, it's good for me to show you. We are the volume Saint. You guys, 3 minutes till market opens. We are the we are the volume prediction squad. Our techniques are all built around volume prediction, not price action. We don't look at candles. We don't look at shapes. We don't look at patterns. We don't look at time frames. We don't use technical indicators. None of that. All our indications on our chart are based on volume prediction techniques. We exploit something to predict where volume will be. It creates an accurate landscape for me to make trades from only places that matter. So an example is, you see how volume is amplifying because we broke through hedge pressure? This is something that happens. We're now in irrational sort of territory on this move. But you can see how there is volume because we broke through our key level and the volume started increasing when we broke through it. The fact that I can narrow down Wall Street into actionable volume pivots means that, narrow down all of Wall Street's techniques into actual volume pivots and not use shape indicators or trending indicators allows me to just trade from the right place every time. And then my trading is just a judgment call at each of those places. And the idea is that we created a philosophy here called being right from the right place and being wrong from the right place. When you are wrong from the right place, you are very efficient at being wrong, therefore you're always wrong small. If the market was just moving through here and moving through here and moving through here and I tried to short, it could squeeze me and I stop out because I've lost too much and then I ultimately was right on the short. If I waited to short here, the probability of me being efficient goes up. Therefore, my efficiency allows me a lower probability of taking a loss just because I was right on the trade, but from the wrong place. If you're right from the wrong place, you're always wrong big. If you're wrong from the right place, you're always wrong small. So a little bit different here, but you'll see that the actionability of what I'm doing, again, right here, it's overshooting. I'm now in the, okay, I'm wrong territory. It might be a little volatile. Maybe the opening snap might drop us closer to here, but I don't think I'm going to get a sell-off day today. I am putting it to a medium-sized position right now, just to bet that at minimum we interact with this area, but I don't think we lose any of this. I actually think that today the move is at best to the downside there. If the market feels bullish today, for whatever reason, this overnight trading and that rip that we have in Europe is creating this kind of bullish momentum. All right. Let me get prepped and ready to go. All right. Like I said, I'm going to be lucky real quick. All right, let's just get out. Let's pocket that. I don't want to get out of that one. All right, let's wait. I closed out at 6,000 bucks. All right, see how I got lucky on that? I'm going to close out and wait. Hold on. All right, let's see what the data comes out as. It feels bullish today for whatever reason. All right, ding, 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 baby. We are live. We are live. Again, I wanted to bet that we stayed below it, but the fact that I got that initial candle I talked about, I'm glad I just closed out with some profit. Let's wait. Now in about 30 seconds, our liquidity maps are going to pop up, and liquidity maps are going to tell me what the actual layout of the market is. I'm not going to take this opening play here. It's very, 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 very strong right now to the upside. We use this white line called resilience. Why is my open not open? Let me see if I can jolt it around a little bit. Okay, that is... There we go. All right, so these indicators at the bottom are gonna let me kind of have an idea of what to expect. These all being positive, it shows support here. So I was right by getting out of the short. So best case scenario, exactly what I thought we would get, guys. I was so perfect at guessing this. Now maybe it does pull back. The best case scenario today, it is a dip and rip. So this is the best case scenario and this is the best case run. So what I'm thinking is positive resilience, positive resilience. This market is a gap and go if there ever was one. Okay, yeah, no shorts on the table for me. Not yet. So with the liquidity map, you can see off to the side here, it kind of shows me what to expect. You see how there is long pressure off of orange at the open. There's long pressure off of orange at the open. All of our indicators are bullish. Bull market seems to be back, baby. Looking pretty solid here. Do I want to flip to long though from here? Ideally, I would like to, well, I was so smart getting out of the way of that. Ideally, I would like to, I saw my open P&L was like an 11,000. I totally got screwed on the exit there. Market makers filled those 20 contracts with $4,000 of we'll fill you where we want slippage sort of thing. Not really slippage, but I got filled against on the bid. Or, sorry, on the ask when I bought, and it ticked up into my buy. So I'm glad I'm on the sidelines. Yeah, everything's bullish again. That's what I thought. I thought best case scenario though, we might dip down to like we might dip down the half gap. But for whatever reason, this strong overnight European market, not shorting this one today, guys. Now why am I not chasing bullish? I don't know, man. I have this like this sort of just fear that at any moment in time somebody's gonna say something about the war, and it gives me that crazy candle that I buy on it. So essentially the way that I trade this is I just wait. I'll look for an opportunity inside of here and see how the words say support at the open. This says support, these say support. So I've got a cluster of pivots here. I've got a pivot here. We call this one a B+. So this is a pretty solid play. It's not the strongest play, but it's solid. This is all your A pluses down in here, like A and A pluses. This is your strong, we call it a cluster. So you have a bunch of really strong supports together. Best case scenario, there's some kind of news that drops it really quick, and then there's the opportunity. And so that's the way I look for this. That exit was so good. Oh, dude, it was like exactly what I was saying before pre-market. I'm like, you know what? As soon as I get the drop, I'm out. So I figured that it was, yeah. So today, all of our pivots on NASDAQ support across the board. There's a cluster down here at the bottom. Remember, in times of war like this, I'm going to tell you it's going to seem like the worst possible, wussiest thing in the world is I might be missing out on something, but have you seen my account? I'm not missing out on anything, right? I'm making pretty good money on this. So don't think that if I'm not making a trade now, you're missing out. I never have that FOMO feeling, right? So what I'm actually doing is I'm waiting for an opportunity. I know I've got rock solid pivots here. If somebody comes out there and says, somebody bombed this, somebody bombed that, this thing happened, there's like a red candle just comes out of nowhere, I've made 150K for the day. Do I need to try to squeeze out 20K or wait for the opportunity, right? Let's wait for the opportunity. Do I want to try to short or fade this? Not against the strong indicators we have today. Things turn out to be really solid, and let's check the monthly maps because we need to see how the bigger environment is. So monthly maps will project 3 months into the future. We actually can look at the options landscape into the future up to 3 months. So we'll see what that guy says in a second. It takes a little bit to load up here. All right, so where I'm going to move this gray line to is right where the monthly map bear zone is. So right here on the edge where monthly hedge pressure was also marked is pretty much where the bull side and bear side divide. So right here, we are in the dark gray is bull territory and the light gray is bear. So we have hit a bear resistance, and I think that explains why overnight the market is just held. So this is very liquid here. There's really no fear of this market turning around. Nasdaq is about, I think, like, let's use today as an example. Nasdaq's about here. So longer term structure is actually pretty not bearish from here. It's liquid, but it's not bullish either. When these dark gray ones are chopping around like this and they're moving up, it's not really that bullish either. It's just, this is going to be like a squeeze sort of, maybe it has to do with expiration, which is on Friday. Yeah, nothing super bearish about this one. Good deal. Well, and maybe there's an opportunity. We shall see. Any short play, this upper green line is the short play. So if I were trying to like actually take a short, it's to bet that this turns down to there. That's the only short play if there is no news. If there is news, there's a play from here up, back up. So now you see how I say if I try to trade from the right place, this is not the right place. Right here in the middle, should I trade from there? Well, no, it's in the middle of everything. There's no volume there, nothing going on. So if I want to make a decision, let me trade from the right place. When you're trading off of our pivots, your efficiency is going to be locked in where the volume is locked in. So trading from the right place is always the best thing to do. See our algorithm that's like writes the word support resistance. You can see all over the place. These are all support. Nothing is flagged bearish today. We have 3 indicators that tell us the market's bearish or bullish. This indicator here, greater than half, the stocks are bullish. Futures are trading above this orange line. Then the index is bullish for the month. And then that gray line I just drew, then the index is bullish for 3 months. So we're actually above the bigger supports, the bigger bear market. We've actually supported there last night overnight. So I don't think today's the day that I'm going to try to fade or short. If I make 5,700 bucks, and that's what I made, I can be very, very, very happy with that. RSI? No, I don't use any technical indicators, especially like what I like to call shape-based indicators. RSI looks at the shape of price and the shape of the candles. As the candles like break higher highs, right, over a period of time, the RSI responds by moving some direction. In that case, it'd be moving up. It just basically on how much the candles move. And because you can change this right here, it can change the effective indication. You have a lot of subjectivity built into it. Price doesn't really predict itself, and the fact that RSI can read something, I used, like, when I started trading like 16 years ago, I was using tools like that, and I realized that they were just about as good as a coin flip. While it, like, you know, serves a purpose of trying to spell out there's some momentum there, which is what the RSI does. Momentum. Candles are going higher and higher and higher. And that's not necessarily can indicate further momentum, right? I've seen, and I learned this in days of market crash when the market would fall and fall and fall, and RSI was like at 20 and 10. I'm like, oh, it's oversold. The RSI stayed 20 and 10 for hours. Like, the bigger the chart you're on, like, the less effective it is. When you zoom in on like intraday charts, like, or sorry, intra-hour charts, like a 1 minute chart, the smaller the time frame, things like RSI would shine better. But on a bigger chart, dude, I've seen days where, like, you know, this is like an hourly chart where the market fell very quickly and RSI was like -20, then it was -18, then -16, then -10, then -5, then -4. Then it was like, when is it gonna, it's oversold for like 3 weeks. I've seen that and I was like, okay, on longer time frames, this thing is useless, right? On shorter time frames, it can be helpful to identify, but you don't really need that. I mean, you know, your eyeballs, if you use stuff like what we're doing, you know, I don't care if it's oversold or not. When it's hitting a pivot, that's when I'm taking the trade. So you'll see that the market doesn't really honor any kind of, I guess, consistency with an indicator like that. Sometimes oversold will reverse. Sometimes oversold will stay oversold for the rest of the day and not even move. No. Good question, though. Is resilience similar to tick? No. They both serve the same purpose of analyzing the market internals. So internals is like what's in the basket of the stock, of the index. What resilience does is it's a whole different animal. Tick just looks simultaneously at all 500 companies. And what did they tick? Did they tick up? Did they tick down? And then you sum all of that up and say, oh, in this moment in time, all the stocks are going up on a green candle or going down. It's as simple as that. What resilience does is it looks at the gap. So we have a close from yesterday, half gap from today, open from today. The gap itself has a high volume pivot here and a high volume pivot from here. What resilience does is it looks at every stock that's inside of their own box, open and closed. The stock is gapped up and now it's in the middle. If all the stocks are exactly at the half gap, resilience will be 0. If one stock is moving slightly above the half gap, what resilience does is it calculates how much further it needs to go to fill its gap. And therefore, it's estimating where a stock can be, not where the stock is. So it's guessing that the stock can move this much further, and therefore we adjust that S&P and that NASDAQ by that much. If NVIDIA were to move another point to fill its gap, then we have an implied value of those stocks. We could calculate what the index will be with a 1 point move in NVIDIA should change NASDAQ by X amount. So therefore, we compare the current NASDAQ by that. You could change NASDAQ by X amount. And we find out if the index is leading or lagging behind that, and then resilience is telling you that. So right now, what resilience is telling you is that it's essentially a tiebreaker at that one spot on the map that's it, not tick or anything like that, which is something that's just which direction stocks are moving. It is, where's the bulk of the market cap, above or below that halfway point? So it's a gap fill predictor. If the stocks were suddenly to tank, or the futures were suddenly to tank down to here, but this resilience line was greater than 0, then futures are likely to get back on track by tracking that implied value of the stocks. Yeah, so it's it's one of our few leading indicators. So these are designed to be leading indicators because they're guessing at what the stocks could be doing. Now, if I were to tell you, let me pop up some stocks over here and show you an example of that. Let's find one that's in the middle. Probably not, because everything's gapping up, but something's got to be in the middle. There we go. Like ABGO, right? You can see that, well, it's kind of hard because it's a small, but every time stocks hit the middle, there's always going to be some kind of volume there. And so when ABGO was above here, and when ABGO drops to this side of the box, resilience took a hit down. So it's like the net sum of market cap. Are the stocks gapping and going, or the stocks gapping and fading? So what am I using nowadays? I'm using just volume pivots and the words on my screen. So the algorithm is using, everything on my screen is a volume pivot. Everything you see here is where I'm going to make an entry or exit from. Nowhere in between. And then when I get to there, I can analyze this and say, well, this is support because of some rule that we have. And so I can now plan my trades. I've got to trade from here to there. I've got to trade in case some news comes out. We dip down to there. I can buy all through here and build a long position. Continue to go. Does it make sense? Okay. Yeah, baby. You need to, Fabian, you need to roll over to the M contract. That's probably why you're showing a different value. This is, futures contracts expire this week. If you're still on the March contract, you're still on June. I mean, you're still on March. I've switched to June, so my numbers will be different than yours. Yeah, so what this does is this is confluence that goes with the level. So each one of these levels, we're using stocks as confluence. Currently right now, the arbitrage indicator that we have is kind of like a real-time resilience. It's telling me that we have a potential to drop about maybe 20 points from here. There might be a little red candle before we continue to go. not really solved. So the potential actually, now that's actually drying back up. So maybe not even that much. So this is probably going to sit here and then keep going. The way that I use these tools are to kind of guess at this part of the market. Well, S&P is in an illiquidity pocket. So at the best we get to there. I don't know how, if I want to try to do that fade or not. DD is worsening as it gets closer to upper band. It's still worsening, but remember, it's still pretty good. I wonder if I want to do anything. All right, class, what are we going to do today? What are we going to do? It's hard to believe that the market flipped bullish, but we have a really strong European showing today. A lot of the move has come from, obviously, we're looking at the hold on. Since the DAX opened, dude, we've just been climbing. So Europe's having a good time. And that's where a lot of our buyers are coming from. As we walk up into Euro market close. Oh, dude. Yeah, this is a strong day today. I'll take my $5,000 and just be okay with it. 57.50. I mean, you know, that was like 5 minutes of work there, so can't complain. But I was smart to get out of the way, wasn't I? Is all that matters. Flat tool touch a strong pivot. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button really quick. If you are here, hit that like button. So we are going up and up and up and up and up. Now the question is a very bad short from there. Can I take the scalp on that? I don't know, man. This is really strong. I kind of feel like this might actually break out today. I hate days like this because I disagree with the fundamentals, but do I want to jump in the way of this freight train? I don't think I want to. Am I missing out on some long? I am. Do I want to jump in and chase? That's not my style. Will we get a possible small rejection from here to here? I think it's very possible to get a 40-pointer off of that. Maybe I might take a stab at it with one of my accounts. Maybe I'll do it with some props. Again, it's a little risky. We don't normally short off of that green line there. Am I gonna make a giveaway soon? Oh yeah, usually at about 10, so stay tuned for like 20 more minutes. 51.50 would have been cooler. Hell yeah. War? What war? Yeah, right. I don't want to put a lot of risk into trying to fade against this. Volatility and absolute decline. So I mean, it's just like VIX liquid here, which is decent enough, but man, volatility can fall. VIX UVXY could fall to 42, so VIX can continue to drop. I don't want to be caught upside down trying to blast this. So Apple's now falling through the rank, through the halfway point here. Meta sitting, okay, Meta sitting MHP. Maybe. I mean, there are some stocks pulling. So Nvidia's fallen. AVGO's fallen on MHP break. Okay, Meta is at resistance. Microsoft has broken resistance. Google has pushed back down. The big seven have, so we've just had we've had a huge rotation off of tech. Okay. Maybe. Meanwhile, Iran is setting gas fields on fire. Yup. All right, guys. Very important. Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot I had this. Warming up, baby. I know I'm not gonna put the sleeves on, but there we go. Like, this is like me at night, like playing video games with my headphones on. I'll tell you. When I'm not working, this is like me, dude. Just like staying warm, gaming. Super nice. Oh yeah, Simon, I got some of you guys went and ordered one on my recommendation, man. It's a heated blanket, man. Ooh, keep your feet warm. It was 70 bucks on Amazon, man. The best 70 bucks I ever spent, man. It's usually where we reverse straight 400 points. Yeah. Not really a lot of evidence that there's any kind of resistance here. But this is a really strong European push. I usually like to let S&P be the guide, so while this finishes the move right here, I might take a short scalp in the way because I'm still fundamentally bearish this market, but you can't argue that it's very bullish this morning. I'm gonna let it complete the move. Remember, I want to be efficient. I think that play is in play. That is in play. I think that's in play, right? Be kind of dangerous, but the opportunity is there. It is a 1-to-1 scalp against the run on bigger fundamentals. Let's not be too eager to chase on it. All of our confluence indicators are bullish, which just show all the things that flip to say support. Nothing is proven to be resistance, other than the fact that some of the stocks do have ceilings above them, but not a lot. Hugo, you didn't long the open. Hugo, we need your confidence back, boy. Hugo, where's your confidence? Didn't short the 97.5s. Hugo, you could have made 4 ticks on that trade. What was wrong with you? How dare you? Hugo, you're missing out on the 4 ticks, Hugo. Short from 97.5 down to 97.25. Hugo, you missed out on the tick. There's a scalp there, Hugo. We get your confidence back. Did you short the 69s, Hugo? I feel like somebody under that desk got a pointed gun at him and said, "Don't say anything." He looked up. He looked pretty scared. I saw PTSD from that interview. That was fun though. It was a good time. We josh because we love. It was probably more funnier to watch me live because I was just like, dude, I was getting steamrolled. It's hard to imagine someone talking over me, man. I was just getting like rolled. Everything I say, I was getting rolled over. I was like lost for words half the time. Although I don't, I don't ever interview people that often. It was like one of my first times to interview someone, so it was kind of fun. Legend has it that Steve is still talking. I couldn't even get 2 words. I couldn't get like, I had to like hard interrupt him to ask some good questions. I was like, so, a new topic, question, and like had to literally just like grab his attention for a minute to ask some good questions. Because y'all had given me so many good questions to ask him. I couldn't even get like 3 of them in there to save my life. Yeah, so a little early pivot on this. Again, I'm not engaging on a short as much as I think I want to. I'm not feeling it, and it feels a little crazy. And I think that today, to be honest, it's almost, I know I'm still kind of scared on the whole greater bearish sort of fundamental, and the market has been shorting every pop. Nothing gives me evidence that today's going to be a day like that. There's no volatility. This can just continue to go up. And I think that I might actually let it do the 206. I think that there's the play. I have a hard time believing that an early push like this is going to hit this and turn out. The more I watch this VIX decay, I feel like it's coming down. Again, in days like this, guys, sometimes I just don't have a good solid entry. Which is part of, sometimes it sucks, but you don't have to touch everything that moves right in this market. That's pretty solid today. And this also is leading to expiration. This is also a lot of what this is, guys, is pre-Fed, covering, because people are sort of like, we've rolled into a new contract, both days have been bullish, and we got the Fed coming up, expiration coming up. I think that, it being such a predictable Fed meeting. It's not the meeting that's important, it's the projections, right? Because the December projections are so optimistic, but the January, February economic data came out looking like shit. Everything is the opposite of what the Fed was saying to expect. So it's like the projections that are going to be very wildly swinging on this market. I think that's what's going to happen. Probably just displacing a little bit of this downside to give it room to fall without crashing for expiration. So I usually call this like absorbing the blast. Let me explain what that means. The Fed projections are going to be so violent on Wednesday. We know that there's going to be almost no rate cut, like 0% chance of a rate cut. You can go to see me Fed Watch. You can see that traders are basically betting on no rate cut. Like it's 99% chance of no cut, 0.1% chance of a cut. So that ain't going to happen. But the problem is that those projections, right? Projections in December, like I was just repeating myself, there's going to be like a big GDP growth, huge jobs growth, inflation plunging. And it's everything the opposite's happening. GDP is down. Unemployment's up. Inflation's up. PCE's back to 3%. So now we're close to the 2 that they thought we'd be at the end of this year. So what's happening is absorbing the blast. So the expectation is that because the last 2 months we've had horrible data, that the projections are going to come out worse. Wall Street's going to hate that. But if we were selling off into Wall Street hating that, then the market could crash because there's essentially it's illiquid on top of illiquid. So absorbing the blast is kind of like moving it up a little bit such that when Wednesday happens and you have your whatever shit response, it falls into liquidity, right? So if you want my honest opinion, you guys, it's probably, does this make sense? It's moving here to absorb the blast so that that negative Fed projection that comes out, it's got to be negative. There's no way the Fed's going to come out and say, we're still going to 2.4% GDP growth. It's not going to happen. So probably just displacing a little bit of that so that it absorbs the blast so that we can walk into expiration without being in a crash. Yeah, pre-positioning ahead of tomorrow. And I think tomorrow is going to be a pretty gnarly little short. Oh, what is this? This is not. That's not right. Yeah. So not a short from here, but like essentially today might just sort of like hover, and then pop. And then tonight is going to sort of probably pull back a little bit. Wherever this consolidates here would be tonight's low. So usually like, you know, if this consolidates here, and then pops up like this, then tonight's low would be like this, kind of waiting for Fed. And then Fed can maybe like just, you know, do something stupid. I don't know. I'm just kind of speculating here. Do I think that today is this? Absolutely not. No way, Jose. So. Resilience is still looking okay. I know it's like the cliche is to jump in and short the market every time it pops, but the new hour is about to flip, and this hour is stopping with a very high green candle. I think that the current hour is going to support from here for higher highs. That's just me though. Trading is best when you keep things simple. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Like that's what I'm saying. I don't try to overcomplicate things. I wait for my pivots and then do my thing when they come. No way, Jose. Y'all don't say that? Like is that a Texas saying? Probably everybody would say that. BOJ meeting tonight. Oh yeah, so we'll probably get some evening moves in the Asia sesh. You heard order filled and went and checked all your accounts. Oh, that wasn't me. You're new to trading. Do you guys think that the 15-minute orb method is a good way to start? I would say that any method that applies some kind of structure to the market is a good place to start. You get used to like trying to read the market as it's developing. There's no method, and I'll just tell you straight up, there's no trading method like say that or anything that will be your reason you're successful. As you're learning a charting method, all that orb or anything else on a chart, any charting method, all it does is indicate where you get in and where you get out. Sometimes just where you get in, like with orb, right? Like your opening range, you break, okay, there's your support, let's get in, or there's your fair value gap, get in. It just tells you like where to get in, where to get out. So, and that's basically like, you know, 1/4 of the battle. The biggest part of your trading decision is really like how much you expose your position to. You need some other things to go with it. Now, as you explore, like you're just getting started, so don't overcomplicate it. Dive, like I say, dive in, man. You can dive into that. We teach a boot camp here. We'll teach you some methods if you want to learn from us as well. Dive into stuff and just start playing around. But in the back of your head, remember like the words I give you, is that it's not the method that does well, it's how you bet in the method. Everything boils down to one decision you make. And this is the most important decision of a trader, is your position size. An example, and I told this yesterday, but I'll tell you a bunch of new folks here today, I'll tell you today. You can sit there at a blackjack table and just hope that you get dealt a jack and an ace and you win. And that's it. It's kind of like saying, I jumped in on this indicator, I just hope that I win. And then you hope that every single time you get dealt that good hand that wins, no matter how bad you bet, you're going to win, right? But it's not the cards that you get that lets you win over time. It's how you bet with the odds. You know that if you got, double sevens, I don't know all the blackjack, but you're probably going to split it. If you've got a 2 and a 10, you're probably going to do something. If you got this and that and the dealer's got this, you're going to do something. You're going to bet differently based on what you're given. And that key component of betting applies directly to trading as well. It's how confident you are in the move. So you're going to need a layer of confluences to we call quantify, which means, just to turn something into numbers. Quantify your risk that you perceive into a number that you can act on. See, right now, the probability of a sell-off is pretty low according to my quantification. So even if I were to take a short from the pivot I would short from, it'd be a very small short because everything says support and it's going against me, right? So I have an idea to quantify. Now, I'm not shorting today, no. I have an idea to like quantify how I perceive this risk based on other confluences. So it's like, should I buy on the range breakout? Sure, right? But what other things lead into that decision of how much should you long? Should you long with 50 contracts, with 5 contracts, with 2 micros? Most people don't go that far when they learn from a lot of these trading gurus that teach stuff because they're not really profitable traders. But anybody that you sit with that's actually made millions and millions of dollars trading an actual real account, they're going to tell you the same thing. They're going to say the only thing that makes them money is how much they choose to trade with. So that confluence and confidence you have in a trade from that confluence is all the strategy that goes with it. So not just like where you get in, but how much do you long? How much do you get in? It's, you get dealt Jack, Queen, and King. The flop has an ace, right? You're 1 card away from a straight. Your odds are really high. You're going to bet much bigger than if you just have 2 cards in that straight. So poker players do that because there's a random aspect to the game that you can't control, but the odds are fixed. You know the odds exactly are fixed. And how do you have your odds fixed in trading? Is back testing. I actually have a really strong probability that under these conditions, 74% of days are going to bounce off of this orange line. This is our back test. Under these current conditions, 4% of days will close above green and 96% of days will close below green. I have so I have odds, right? So I can bet on them. It's very high probability that this is going to try to reject down in here. But because this says support, and I teach this in the boot camp, our confluence is telling me it's a very low confident rejection. So that's about as good as it's going to get, probably before it keeps going. I hope that makes sense, right? You guys follow what I'm saying? So any method that you learn, it doesn't matter if it's Orb, it doesn't matter if it's ICT, it doesn't matter if it's anything. As a trader, your job is to find out, number one is how to quantify your confluence into actionable position size. Number two is, the other thing you need to learn as a new trader is how to determine the difference between volatility and validation. Volatility is an example, is if you hit some pivot and it's not volatile, it's going to turn pretty quick. If you hit some pivot and it's volatile, right, it might just do this before it turns quick. How do you know that it's that rather than this? At this point in time, they look exactly the same. How do you know it's actually going against you versus just being volatile? That's the more advanced technique, but those are the three things you need to learn as a trader. Where to enter, that's 25% of the battle. How much to enter, that's the other 50%. And then to determine the difference between invalidation and volatility, that's your other quarter of percent of what you're going to learn to solidify your trading game. Where, how much, when am I wrong? And all part of that is what we teach. How much is our boot camp? Oh, dude, we're the cheapest education on the planet. I'm like one of the only people out there that doesn't do like $10,000 trading mentorships. Our classes cost $1. $1, that's it. We have a boot camp that is 20 classes long. And that boot camp is $20 for 20 classes. That's it, 20 bucks. Yeah, I mean, like, I kind of try to do it. I'm known in the industry as being the one person that kind of just makes fun of the industry, and I kind of troll the industry, and I'm like one of the few traders out there really making it. And so I don't need to sell expensive mentorships. I don't have a one-on-one program. I don't do trading call outs. I don't do any of that stuff. But I do enjoy training people, and I do it for free. So the $20 that we make on the boot camp pays salaries of people that work for the company. So in all effectiveness, I actually teach completely free. I really enjoy doing it, man. And to me, it's one of the most important things because it explores those topics and most traders don't hit on it. I teach you how to quantify your position size. As a matter of fact, I have a whole guide. You see all these letters right here? Small, medium, normal, sit out. This is a position sizing guideline of confidence that goes in some of these setups. So the biggest part of our boot camp is how to identify these confluences and when you're validate when you're wrong and stuff like that. And validate your trade when you're in it so you can find out when you're wrong quickly. And it would be such a cliche to jump in and short this because that's the trade I've been taking. I think that today is the day I don't want to do that. I don't know. Maybe in some prop accounts I'll take some longs just because I've got nothing to lose here. Why the heck not? What's my zodiac sign? I'm a Libra. Does the bootcamp teach about the bands and MHP and all the pivots? Yeah, so big portion of our bootcamp teaches... shit, I was supposed to give away some bootcamps yesterday. I forgot to give them away. We had a donation yesterday, and y'all let me forget. Why don't I give away 4 seats? How about that? All right, you guys, we'll do something fun. I'll give away 4 seats to the bootcamp for free. It's 20 bucks otherwise, but just for funsies, I'll give away 4 seats. If you haven't taken our bootcamp, it's going to probably start towards the end of March. The videos are pre-recorded, so you can just jump in and watch them now if you'd like. Type in free class. Is it online? Yeah, the videos are pre-recorded, so it's all online. We have a website with everything on it. You can watch the videos starting today if you'd like. If you do buy the Rocket Scooter platform with our tools in it, bootcamp is free. So it's $100 for the first month to try our platform. And it has all the tools, all this stuff pre-built into it. It's only $100. And the bootcamp does come for free. So if you go to our websites in the description, the Pro Plus is the tools plus the bootcamp all together in one. Can we get a little bit of a move? As much as I'm like, I want to short every pop the last couple of days, today's the day I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to chill on the sidelines. Take my 5,700 bucks. Like I said, I'm getting close to the 550 mark on the million challenge. I'm taking 100K to a million. This is a real live account, by the way, you guys. So I'm one of the few people out there trading a real account, you know, showing you guys broker statements from it and stuff. I don't do much prop trading. On the side, I prop trade just to, like, you know, work with our partners and, you know, be part of the prop industry. It's good for like exposure, but like in general, I don't really prop trade that much. I just real trade. But I have gone live in 3 prop firms. Just I got into it last year just to get into it. All the cool kids are doing it, so. Damn. My brain is telling me wake up and short every day. And today's the one day I'm not doing it. Not doing it. What's up? Hey. Oh, hello. What are you doing? Where are you going? Where do you have to take it? Where's the one spot?
Either way, I have. Either way, I still. Pay for it either.
That's so crazy, man. This reminds me of that scene from Margin Call. I don't know if you remember that movie. Did you see that movie?
No.
Where they were letting people go during the financial crisis, and then they were like, don't touch your desk. Stand here, and the security guard's like standing there watching him while he gathers his stuff. Like,
Yeah.
super. She's switching companies, and so the company she's leaving is very secure on the way out. It's super proprietary, so she's going through the chick over here just got a huge raise. Oh my god. Yeah.
Promotion.
Big promotion. See you later. Why do I make her work, money bags? I don't make her work. Okay, I've been telling her to quit. Do I tell you to quit?
He tells me to quit every single freaking day.
Yeah.
And whenever I complained about my job, any moment at all, he'll use it like as an opportunity for him to convince me to get out of it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, I don't know, I feel insecure not working because I've done that all my life.
Oh, Mike, man, appreciate you, buddy. Mike over here dumping in 20 bucks to the community for you guys. So Mike is donating a boot camp for the community. Mike says first month of boot camp is on me. Someone bought your first month when you got started, paying it forward. Enjoy. That's so sweet of you, man. We really appreciate that.
Thanks, Mike.
Well, I'll match your donation and donate 4 more. So let's give away 8 free classes then. Really appreciate that. I know, right? You should. Well, if she quits her job, she could be here all day, and that's just gonna annoy the crap out of me.
But yeah, it makes me feel good. Okay, that's the real reason why I keep it. I feel like I'm accomplishing.
Think of it like this, right? She's an eye doctor. She was a Twitch streamer after that. Works a pharmaceutical company after that, and now she's gonna be a fitness mogul. You sound like somebody I know. You sound like somebody I know, right?
Wait, who? What are you talking about?
Somebody I know.
I
She
don't know.
sounds
I don't know. Who
sounds familiar, right? I was going to school for pre-med. I was gonna be a surgeon. I turned out to be an engineer. Now I'm a trader. Now I'm about to go own a tea shop. You know what I'm saying? It's fun. It's fun just to keep doing different things. Pretty fulfilling. Can I pay Roxy with PayPal? Unfortunately, we don't have PayPal in the checkout. The biggest number of divorces happened during COVID as couples had to see each other every day. I think that COVID made people very... COVID was a weird time. Imagine like living with somebody during COVID and you had to spend all your time together and you fundamentally disagreed on every part of COVID. You know, so many dividing things happened during that year. You had COVID and then George Floyd back to back. You had two things for you and your significant other to physically hate each other about. Being on opposite sides of that weird year where people just, if you didn't pick one side, like I remember talking about COVID stuff on Facebook as much as I never talk about Facebook because people were just, and I never used to read Facebook, but people would always talk about it. And me being like, I've got a mouth. So I'm like, I got into a couple, and I never do this either, but I got into a couple of like conversations that got heated about, you know, because I was like, you know, I'm an engineer and let me explain to you the physics of masks, you know, let me tell you how the science works and and then it just, and then I feel like maybe like 20 or 30 people just blocked you, never want to talk to you ever again because you didn't agree on something. Like it was that bad. So imagine like living with your partner and you're like, I don't want to wear a mask. That's stupid. And the partner's like, if you don't wear a mask, you're killing people. You have no heart. You have no soul. You're stupid. Well, you're stupid. And then I can just imagine, right? Like how many divorces came out of just that kind of stuff. And by the way, dude, I was patient zero when it came to COVID. I was like the first person anybody ever knew that had it. That's for sure. I got COVID in March of 2020. Like at the start of it all. And I'm streaming while I had it. And people were like, at that time, it's kind of funny because people were like, isn't it a hoax, man? And I'm like, I just got tested positive for it. I'm like, I feel like I'm dying. So I'm sitting there and there were actually people tuning into the stream because I was like, yes, I have COVID was like the title of the stream. And so anyways, I had the first one. Pretty rough. But I survived it plus the 2 other times I got it. All right, let's do a giveaway. You remember how polarizing the era was, and the George Floyd stuff made it even worse. That was like mass hysteria. Like if you didn't, it was like, if you don't side with us, you hate us. This is like what 2020 told me. Everybody was like, if you don't side with us, you hate us. All right, so we're doing a giveaway. Choose 8 random names from this list. You know what a weird world we lived in. If you're not with us, you hate us. And they're like, no, it doesn't mean I hate you. Like, oh my gosh. Northside Brody, Gotcha Balls, Jean Trading, Robert G, Trinity Fly, Luis Hernandez, Arc 1702. You play Arc Raiders? Huh? Yeah? You're Arc Raiders player? We all play Arc Raiders here. Ultimate Flow Objects. Congratulations, you guys. That George Floyd and COVID were all a government psyop. I 100% agree. So was Flat Earth. I feel like Flat Earth was a government psyop as well. All right, the winners, you guys. You know, the government just you know, trying to use social media to, well, something. CIA level stuff. All right, you guys, y'all are the winners. So do me a favor. The 8 of you, I want you to go to my Discord and link in the description below the video. Take a photo of your screenshot ID. There's a contest channel in that Discord. Find an admin named Slacks and send him that screenshot and he'll hook you up with instruction on how to get the bootcamp. You can start watching the videos today. And then when the end of March comes around, when we do lives, I teach them live. So the lives are actually 100% worth coming to. If you haven't won, it's $20 for the whole month. So it's pretty much at $20 access to the Discord. You get to watch the videos for free, do the training. with it. It's $1 a class. And you can set people here buy boot camps for each other. Appreciate you, Mike, for donating to the group. Everyone kind of buys it for each other to pay it forward. Kind of nice. You never got vaccinated? Yeah, me neither. Well, I got my own antibodies. But yeah, remember how polarizing that world was back then? If you don't agree with us, you hate us. Cancel them. That's what it was like. People were hypersensitive during that era, and I don't know what caused it. Remember? You guys remember? I'm so glad we're so far away from that, but humans got so hypersensitive to everything. Everything mattered. You know what I mean? Almost to like a level of censorship. You couldn't say certain things, or else you'd be fearful of being canceled. You had to accept things that you didn't want to accept because you were afraid not to. It got scary fascist for a little bit. But you know what I mean? There was even like conversation of you can't even talk about COVID in a light that doesn't agree with the policies of Google on YouTube, or else they'll shadow ban your stream from like the impressions feeds and stuff. People are having rumors like if you start throwing like anti-COVID conversation on your YouTube channel, they'll start dropping your viewers and stuff. They're like throttling your channel. It got weird paranoia at that time. Yeah, which sucks is they try to make people like you have to take the vaccine if you want to keep your job. You want to take the vaccine if you want to travel to see your family. I thought that was such a horrible way to bait people into doing something they may not have wanted to do. I always took the stance against that. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta say, the flu never wiped us out before. Humanity survived every You know, I'll tell you something really cool from a scientist perspective. Something really neat. You know, we evolve, right? Now let's not have that debate. But, you know, at least we can agree that, you know, you evolve slowly over time. You have wisdom teeth, right? They got to get pulled out because your skull is too small for your teeth. Yes, there's probably an intelligent designer, but they probably just design things and let it go, and then we still change after that. So obviously your body changes over millions of years, right? And so because we evolve, you know, natural selection allows certain things that are more prominently designed for survival in your environment to breed faster than others, right? So a neat thing about evolution is that humans all share one specific thing in common that doesn't seem like a natural thing that you would just have thought of as a designer, an intelligent designer. If you have a foreign object in your body, like a virus, which is made of a protein shell, everybody knows if you heat up a protein, it denatures or unravels and becomes useless, right? So why is it that all humans get fevers when you have a virus in your body? It's an evolutionary trait, right? It's something that there's a point in time where some people had a mutation that did this and some people had a mutation that didn't. The people that didn't have that all died out, and the people that somehow had that mutation continue to populate. The fact that we all share some evolutionary trait, no matter where we are, what country we're from, what our nationality is, we all get fevers when we get a virus, is proof that we adapt to survive viruses. So we'll always survive it. You know what I mean? So I thought that was kind of neat to think about. Whoa, Eva! Dropping in 20 boot camps. Oh my God. Whoa. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. See, it's like talking about politics and all that always gets people all fired up. I just do neutral commentary, but that's really crazy. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Eva. Wow. Really appreciate that. Well, let's draw 20 more names. That's incredible. Thank you so much. Let's do it. Let's do some more. But yeah, so like there was a time when a virus would just kill you, and now, you know, the fact that we all get fevers is a natural response to basically render the virus incapable of doing damage. Means that at some point in time, there was a virus so bad that it killed off most of humanity. Only the people that had that mutation survived and continued to populate. So since the fact that we all share that evolutionary trait, we all come from that single point in time when that super flu killed off most of everyone else. Yeah, we survived. So then I thought, well, because of that, how is COVID going to kill all of us? It's not going to get all of us, just some of us. All right, choose 20 random names. But also I'd already had it, so it didn't make sense to go get a vaccine myself. Because the vaccine only protects you from the strain that you already have antibodies for. So it was a limited upside for maximum risk potential. It's not a good trade. If you didn't get it, you had to make that choice because getting it could possibly kill you. So fortunately for me, when the vaccine came out, my decision was made. It was a fuck no. Because I already had the virus in me, so I was good. All right. So I got lucky with that. Anyways, Arc, you won again. All right, we'll have to choose one. Okay, G Matrix. Actually, Andrew, Weiger, Deadman Walking, Tachi Actor, Cole, Luis Hernandez, Dark Maglace, Just Get It, Pierre Joseph, Fizz Lid, Ultimate Flow Objects, The Taxman, 86, Zide 0422, Nux Nostalgia, Gabe Ortiz, Nadia Fisher, Jean Trading. Oh, that's two of you guys that won twice. Diego, Sava Games, Arc 1702. Choose two more. Izzy and Trinity Fly. All right, congratulations. 20 of you now get to come to the bootcamp for free. That's fantastic, man. That really, really, really is cool that you donated. Both of you, thank you so much. All right, so Jean was twice, Arc was twice. There we go. Perfect. All right, so Discord, contest channel, talk to Slacks, screenshot of YouTube ID. Hook you up with the link. You guys can go check it out immediately. Congrats, 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 congrats. All right, back to the trading day. Maddie has made 5,700 bucks. As much as I'm like, maybe I should just short it. I don't know. I don't like the way that it looks. It just feels weird today. It shouldn't be so bullish in the light of things, but pre-fed squeezing, I think, you know what I mean? I kind of wanted to push along there. This is the proper place to trade from, would be to make maybe B plus long setup from here. If you want to donate yours to Nadia Fisher, Nux, just tell her to message Slacks and then tell him that. But yeah. But anyways, you know, y'all want to have the conversation. Vaccines, they do work, by the way. You should get a vaccine for something you haven't had. It makes sense of something. Problem with vaccines, though, is certain viruses evolve too quickly for the vaccine to be effective. This is science. If there's strain A and you get strain A, then you are immune to strain A forever. If you get strain A and you are immune to strain A forever, you don't need the vaccine for strain A. This is vaccinations 101. If you've never had polio, you better get the fucking polio vaccine because you don't want to live in an iron lung. Okay? That's something that once you get it once, you're probably immune to it, but it's going to fuck your life up till you get it. All right? It's pretty simple logic to all of that. Problem comes with flu viruses, and flu viruses, they evolve so rapidly that by the time you get strain A, and by the time they're in development and vaccine for strain A comes out, you're already immune to strain A, and then strains C, B, and C, and D are already out, and you're getting new strains. So every time they develop the vaccine, it's for the previous strain, and by the time you're sick with the next strain. The virus is not going to stop you. It's why you get the flu virus every year, yet you get sick every year from it. It's because it's just protecting you from the older strains. And the good thing about understanding that is viral strains become more symbiotic with hosts as evolution takes off, because the virus is an easier time replicating as long as it doesn't kill you. So typically the severity of a virus gets less and less and less and less as time goes by. It's usually the first strain that kills everybody, and subsequent strains are less severe. So at maximum, if you care to be vaccinated, make sure you just vaccinate against that first strain, the one that hurts the most people. And you don't got to keep getting it for the remaining strains. They're going to be less severe. Very rarely does a flu get worse and worse and worse and just kill more people every year. Not the case. And so the question you have is, you know, maybe you want a immunization against the old Spanish flu from 100-something years ago, but month over month, the impact of that vaccine that's protecting you from that thing is not going to be there. And I hear people say, well, you'll get it, it'll be less severe when you get it. And I'm like, idiots say these things. The vaccine's not going to make it less severe when you get it. When you get it, you got a full immune response. Not going to be because you got the vaccine, maybe it'll be a less severe flu. That vaccine isn't there killing that strain of virus at all. It creates antibodies in you that won't even touch the old strain of the new strain of the virus. There's no, the less severe thing was the part that I got some arguments with on people. You should take it because it'll make it less severe if you get it. And I'm just like, vaccines do not work this way. Anyways, now I'm not a doctor, but I'm a scientist, and the science is basic enough that any average scientist can understand it. But anyways, I got some heated debates about that. I'm like, nah, if you get it, it's not going to make it less severe. You're going to either get it, it's an A or B. Yes or no. It's not a... If it's less severe, it's because you got 2 viral strains at the same time, and it killed one of them, and so maybe you weren't as heavy as being double sick, but I was like, yeah. Trump said to put chlorine. Dude, one time I went to the dollar store and I had pink eye a long time ago. I like telling the story. I went to the dollar store and I was like, because, you know, somehow sometimes when I'm really sick, I just like, you know, want to eat junk food. And I had viral pink eye, so I wasn't going anywhere. And I didn't want to go to like a regular store where people could see me and see my face. I was going to go to a dollar store where like nobody I know, because my eyes were like, and the viral kind, it's not the kind you can take antibiotics and go away. The viral kind, you just got to wait it out. And I don't know how I caught it, but you know, I caught it. So I went to the dollar store with sunglasses on. And the lady was like, why are you wearing sunglasses, man? And I was like, oh, I it's just, I think it's kind of bright in here. It's like, yeah, I was like, it's just, you know, my eyes are swollen. I got a thing. So stay back. I don't want to. She's like, your eyes are swollen. Take them off. I want to see. And I was like, you don't want to see. She's like, no, come on. I want to see. And I took it off and she goes, ooh, man. She goes, you better put some bleach on that. And I was like, yeah, you put some bleach on that. That'll fix that right up. And I'm like, I hope you don't have kids. I'm good. No, I'm not gonna bleach my eyes. No. I was like, I don't think that's a good thing. No, put some bleach. I think she was thinking peroxide maybe, but still don't put peroxide. Maybe peroxide is okay. I don't know, eye doctor, maybe she'll tell you. I'm like, I'm not putting bleach in my eyes. So yeah, that was the, you put some, and I was like, I think that would make me go blind. She's like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like, and I'm like, yeah. I was like, I'll just crunch up some Tide Pods. That might help. Oh my God, that was the year of memes. Tide Pods and the, let me show you the way. Remember that one at the same time? The Sonic or the Knuckles. That was the age of COVID memes. The Tide Pod challenge. Yep. But I would feel like peroxide would also burn your eyes. I never have tried it, but maybe this one will know. But I would say, you know, I was kind of like, you don't have kids, do you? I didn't want to say anything. Her kids got eye patches on, you know what I'm saying? Anyways. That was the month of memes for sure. Okay, anyways, this is what I thought we'd be seeing. It's just that pull back and bounce. I know if you guys are paying attention, I did draw that earlier. Oops, there it was. Sometimes I can predict pretty pretty good, but sometimes I just don't see a trade that I was confident in. This was a play from here to here. Again, this was 80 points of rip. For whatever it is, you know, whatever's creating this bullish path, I'm not really too eager to push on it. I'm just waiting for news to drop us somewhere that I can long from a better spot. That's why I'm not doing anything. I told you guys earlier. While it looks like it's inching forward, there was a little bit of scalp from here to here. If I was in it, I would just take the 80 points and call it. But I usually am just waiting for Trump or somebody to say something about the war, and then I can get a better play. That's always the smarter way to trade in this kind of environment. We're just in a short squeeze, just pre FOMC short squeeze, and the market has surprisingly turned to non-volatile, fully liquid, kind of bullish-ish run that I'm definitely not trying to fade. So looking pretty solid there. In the main account, don't have longs or anything. I'm just waiting. Think procs? What do you think procs would help your eyes? No, I don't think. I don't think so. I don't think I put anything in my eyes that wasn't saline or water. A course on how to hedge positions, like an options course, possibly, yeah. Yeah, the science behind developing flu vaccines, they try to guess what the next strain is going to look at. I think now the technology is so good that they can do that. Yeah, I think that's kind of neat, right? Big Pharma is more powerful than Big Soap. Big Soap is the biggest conspiracy on the planet, man. I tell you guys. And I say this with confidence, all right? I have no desire to put 2 bullets in the back of my own head. So let me tell you how Big Soap is lying to you. I know the guys at Johnson & Johnson are like, he's on it. He's on to us. Get him. They lie to you about how much soap you need to be using. Cat full of detergent is the biggest lie on the planet. You need a teaspoon of detergent, and I'm a chemical engineer, and that is my expertise in this world. They're gonna cancel me if I expose Big Soap to you. Come on, baby, I'm exposing it. I'm telling you, cat full of detergent's the biggest lie on the planet. You don't need that much. You need very, very, very little soap to do what it needs to do, unless your clothes are heavily soiled with oil and grease. Just your day-to-day armpit stains, sweat stains, or whatever. Just to get sweat and bodily fluids off your clothes that's not oil, all you need is water. But, you know, for something you wear, your underwears, you know, they get a little greasy, you know, oily. You only need about a teaspoon of soap for standard load of clothes, unless you're like an auto mechanic or something. Yeah, car oil or something on it. You don't need a lot of soap. Oh, they got you using about 10-20 times the amount you need to use. I had a thermodynamics teacher that it's obviously a joke, but it's real. He would always make jokes about this kind of stuff. So my thermo teacher is the one that taught me that in school. He was really funny about it. They have goons to take care of people that talk. Big Soap is a lie, baby. Yeah. Or like, we always joke about we have this thing of like Himalayan rock salt or whatever that like expired 5 years ago. And I tell her, I was like, yeah, salt that was forged like, you know, in underground mines 10 million years ago expired in 2024. Like, for real, let's be real. Like, that's it. Oh, I can't use that salt. It's expired. Is that how I got my pink eye? It probably is. Dish soap for your clothes. Oh, here's another thing. Shampoo and soap and body wash are pretty much all kind of the same thing. And conditioner is just lotion for your hair. So if you read the ingredients on a lot of the stuff, it's pretty much the same stuff. That's how I got pink eye. I think I probably got pink eye from going to the strip club and getting a lap dance. I'm just kidding. Ooh, that's gross. Wash your clothes in a river down the road from your house. There you go. Yeah, same with dishwasher. Yeah, you don't need to use like when they sell you dishwasher pods, they're overselling you soap. they're portioning it for you, so they force you to use exactly the amount they want you to use. It's a lie. Soap is a lie. Yeah, it's like toothpaste. You only need a little bit. Yeah, you barely need any toothpaste at all either. So you guys are smart. We got the smarty pantses in here. Is your house in a van down by the river? I was gonna make the same joke. Down by the river. Y'all, somebody's like, y'all wash your clothes? Gross. That's funny. Anyways, yeah, jokes aside, soap really, all soap actually does is it traps, there's a shape. Let me give you a little fun science here. Again, I'm just waiting for the market to dip heavier so I can probably get along. Soap is a molecule that looks like a sperm. It really does. This part hates water, this part loves water. And water molecules are in such a way that, oops, I drew it backwards. Oh, whatever. Water molecules are in such a way that the water molecule loves connect to this thing. Like the water molecule kind of slightly bonds to the head of the sperm. And so in the way that it arranges itself in the solution, it kind of forces them in like this sort of like little spherical sort of ball to where the water kind of it's a cool science problem that soap doesn't work without water, but in water it organizes the soap into a structure, right? Where the interior is very hydrophobic. It hates things. So anything like dirt or rocks, it doesn't bond with anything. That doesn't bond with water, just sort of like physically sticks in the middle and sort of gets trapped in there. And then when you wash the soap away, it goes with it. It just is like, kind of like how a sponge just sort of soaks up water. It's like a sponge for things that don't like water. And so it takes like, what happens is the entropy of the solution increases by structuring the soap molecules that way. So nothing happens in the universe. Second law of thermodynamics is, nothing happens in the universe without the entropy increasing. And that's the second law, right? Second or third law. So nothing happens without the entropy increasing. So for something becoming organized locally, entropy goes down, but the entropy of the solution increases beyond with the reduction, and therefore the process is spontaneous, and therefore it's a neat little physics problem that you can calculate. Each little thing of soap just traps a certain amount of dirt, and that's it. So cool thing is when you think about it, now I'm going full circle and I'm done with this whole conversation, is that if you analyze, people talk about TJ, something else pretty cool. There's something else. There's another biological structure that's in all mammals that does the same thing. People always ask, like, how is it possible to spontaneously evolve? If you look at the phospholipid bilayer on a cell wall, a cell membrane of an animal cell, it has a similar layered structure to what soap does in a solution. And this very much could be the answer to how we can evolve from nothing, is at least this mechanical structure evolved because of a bunch of fatty acids floating around in a solution of liquid that, to increase the entropy of the solution, formed itself into a layer that created its own cell membrane spontaneously just from the laws of thermodynamics. So my professor was the one that taught me how evolution was possible thanks to soap. And that was always this little punchline that said, it's entirely possible that we did spontaneously evolve because the shape of that is almost the shape of what soap does in water. And here's the math of why it does it. So it's a big old fatty baby. Oh, that's kind of cool. That soap kind of proves evolution. It's possible. Thermodynamics problem. I thought that's kind of neat. That res was pretty good today on that long trade there. Yeah, I agree. After this combo, somebody's got to smoke a bowl. Just We get bored, so we just talk about whatever comes to mind. Sometimes I enjoy like re-diving into my science roots, man, because I just had so much fun. I had so much fun in school, like learning stuff. And now market's doing exactly predictably what I thought it was gonna do, yet I'm not trading it. I'm just chilling. I know that it's gonna inch up higher. I know there's not a lot of strong rally potential other than it's just gonna keep going higher. I'm being too smart to fade or short this, but I am waiting for news to present an opportunity that I can trade from. And the sensitivity around this war stuff, any moment in time, dude, it could just drop and I can jump in on it. The stream will distract you from over trading. Well, yeah, that is like the point, right? Like if I just talk about random stuff and we just have combos, then you guys will not be like, where's the play? What's the play? What's the deal? Sometimes waiting is the best play, you know, especially in this market here. I mean, Jensen said we get $1 trillion of income. I made $50,000 yesterday, right? In this account alone, just off of one event. Like if you're just waiting in a volatile environment, something's bound to happen to create an opportunity. It's like a lot of people are like sitting here. A lot of y'all are just like, oh, I'm not in a trade. I feel so uncomfortable. I'm missing out. I gotta do something, man. Oh. And you're just like fuming at it, right? You're like foaming at the mouth like you got rabies or something. You can't sit here just like every moment it moves, you're like, I could have bid in on that. I could have bid in on that, right? In bull markets, man, I've learned to be so patient, and you just wait. Most of the time, you're not missing out on big swings. But here, the problem is because it's moving so slow, I'm committed to hours of this trade and bounces and bounces. And any moment in time, it could be like a tweet or something, and then it's like, and I'm taking drawdown. So it's like picking up pennies in front of a steamroller, as my buddy Keith back in the day used to say. Sometimes you don't need to pick up pennies in front of a steamroller. His context was about selling options, but the idea is that you'll make a little bit, but when you lose, the opportunity to lose is to lose big. The market's not gonna slowly turn its way down and let you get a stop loss. The opportunity is you're slowly making money. It's not gonna pick up momentum. And if you are wrong, you're wrong big. If you're right small. So that's why like times like this, I just choose to sit out. You're right very small, and every minute you're in, the risk goes up. And if the tweet comes out that's bad, you're wrong big, right? So that's like why in moments where the market's just like inching around, I just would rather, okay, I'm gonna miss out on maybe making 10K. But I don't have to take 50K of drawdown. If that coin flip happens, boom, it falls to here. I've made 100K. The time I do make a trade, right? So I tend to be a little smarter in environments like this. I'm still fundamentally bigger bearish on this market. This is just pre-Fed squeezing. It's very predictable. This is going to happen. We popped up European markets today on the where it is on this bad boy here. Europe DAX is still running up. The highs, session highs. I mean, you're seeing some pretty solid moves. Let's actually look at the last month of the DAX, and it's kind of looks like almost the same as our chart, right? Yeah, we had this sort of like November, December dive, although it's kind of dove a little bit heavier than ours did, but it's doing that sort of, you know, it consolidated earlier in the week, and then it's sort of like, this is all March. So the beginning of March sold off really hard, and now it's just sort of retracing to the middle. Like it still looks like it's not that great, but it's just a relaxation on the way down. I mean, this could go to 24.4 before it continues to go lower, and we'll let that be doing its thing there. Yeah, that's what other streams of income are for. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm making money every second that I'm alive, so I don't have to like even be trading. Yeah, I agree with you. Make money doing other stuff. You did better at trading levels and just playing a game to keep you busy. Yeah, start trading on paper to stop spending too much on props. That does happen, right? What do you mean by that with options? Yeah, so when you sell options, it's easy to collect theta when options are not going anywhere. An example is this, right? If the market is sort of trending between two levels, one can obviously sell calls above that level, and one could sell puts below that level. So every moment that you aren't in the money or near the money, right? You're like out of the money on either side of that trade. You're collecting premium at a rate of, or you're collecting profit at a rate of theta. So the theta is the decay of the option's value that the seller gains as profit every moment, because theta is compounded in real time. It's every moment that you're not in the money. Then, so if you sell the option, your P&L just goes up little by little by little by little every moment they're not in the money. But the minute they go in the money, the delta and the gamma completely offset all that theta you've lost. So like when he was talking about selling options, he's like, I very carefully don't sell options too often, because while people can say, just sell out of the money calls, just sell out of the money puts. And you're like, I could sell puts that are way down here that we're not going to hit today. And just every minute I'm like, ooh, I've got $20 more of profit and $30 more of profit and $40 more of profit and then 50. And then all of a sudden, the 1 minute you get the crash, you lose a month's worth of theta that you've gained in profit in a single market crash when you're wrong. So the saying basically means, don't pick up pennies in front of steamroller. It means don't try to take a lot of little wins that have a big failure when you're wrong. The other way to visualize this is there's a study that was done a long time ago about the stupidity of humans. News alert, you guys are stupid, according to this, and they're right because I'm guilty of this too, but let's find out how dumb humans are. Somebody did a study a long time ago that was at a street, and somebody just monitored. They knew there was a lot of people would cross the street not at the crosswalk, okay, at this one intersection. I'm just kind of paraphrasing most of it because I forgot a lot of it. But there was like an intersection here where you're supposed to cross safely when it was your turn. And they did this sort of like thing that was like, how many people just dodge traffic to get to where they need to go and save, 2 or 3 minutes of time. Humans are willing to, like, the overall like result or the results of this was that on average, just about every human in the world would increase their probability of death 20x to save like 5 minutes of time. How many of you guys send a text message while you're driving? Stupid shit like that. We really have no sense of danger and fear and risk management. We make the dumbest fucking trades as humans. This is exactly the dumbest trade you can do. Let me dodge traffic to get to that cafe 5 minutes sooner, save 5 minutes of life. Let me send this text right now because it certainly can't wait till I get home. So we do stuff like this. This is picking up pennies in front of a steamroller. You're trying to save 5 minutes of time 10, 15 times in America. The one time you lose big, right? So yeah, you always people take abnormal amounts of risk to just save a couple bucks, to save a couple minutes. And that's what picking up pennies from a steamroller is. You're taking absurd amount of risk just to collect money. You're like, ooh, there's a penny. Ooh, there's a penny. Ooh, there's a penny. Oh, there's something coming at me. I'll just grab a few more. Oh God, it's rolling over me. Like, yeah. So that's kind of like where he said, because selling options, it seemed like at the time, way long time ago, there was this massive trend on socials. Remember, like, this is old school, back in the 2015s and earlier, people on Reddit were like, there's all these like communities that were like about selling options. Oh, selling options is the best way to make money. Somebody created this thing called the wheel strategy. Oh, it's the best way to make money. And there's all these different communities popping up around those two concepts. Selling options is a big one. And everybody was like, sell options, sell options. All you gotta do is sell out of the money puts. You're just making money every minute. Don't worry about it. But it's like the one time you're wrong huge. And so, it's not just don't go in there and stupidly sell options. Selling options is the best way to play options. You got to be smart about it. Like, no. It's better to sell options than to buy options. I would probably agree to that. Better to be the house. But you can't just stupidly naked sell options. You want to make sure you have some structured bets or, covered positions and stuff. So going from vaccine combo to the average person as dumb as on your bingo card. Yeah. Yeah, it's so crazy how much like You know, like you might say, ooh, I'm only going to eat wheat bread because it's totally better for you, even though it's technically not. Because it's better for you than white bread because it's going to help save me. So then you go to all these efforts to like create these constructs in your life that you think are going to save you life, but then you text and drive at the same time. It's like you add significant amount of risk to your life while going leaps and bounds to reduce the tiniest amount of risk in your life. Like I'm only eating blueberries for breakfast because it's a superfood and the antioxidants are going to prevent cancer. But I'm going to cross the street in the middle of the freeway. Yeah, we're kind of dumb. But it was a funny study that said on average, most people are willing to risk their life to save a couple minutes of time. Whether it means that time is such a valuable commodity that we'll risk anything to gain it, which is kind of a cool sort of philosophical, beautiful thing, I guess. Time is that valuable. But I don't think people are really thinking like that. I think people are just lazy and they're not really thinking about the beautiful poetry of I'd be willing to die for an extra minute of life. Sounds poetic when you say it that way, but at the end, I think people are just dumb and lazy. So, Matt for sure has ADHD. I recognize a comrade. Yes, sir. This is me fully unhinged with no meds. But we're just waiting for a market to happen, so we gotta goof off and talk about whatever. The account partitioning on props has been a game changer. You had Rocket Soup for 3 weeks and up 25K and taken 10K in payouts. I'm glad you guys, it's mathematically superior than to doing anything else. You're just playing the odds at that point. Very, very good. In Florida, people will race you 90 miles an hour to get the same stop sign. Yep. And in trading, you see a lot of that too. People will just take absurd amount of risks because they want to make something. The example of over trading is like, you sit here like, holy crap, like imagine this. This happened, you decided to long, it fell down, you took a stop. And then you see this happening and the feeling that comes to everybody's mind is, crap, I was right. I was right. See, I was right. All right, I need to get on this. Oh my God, I was right. I'm missing out. Okay, let me get back in. And then you get back in right here at a worse spot and then you lose again. The idea that it's that same philosophy is that you're going to take absurd amounts of risk because, you know, you feel like you're missing out or something. You not really do good risk management sometimes when you're trading in that same capacity. You don't want to miss out on something. You're in a hurry to get there, so it rushes you into making a dumb decision. In Houston, bro, everybody's doing 90 miles an hour. Feels like it. But that's because everything in Houston is so far apart, man. Everything that we have, you have to drive to. So we're always in a hurry. Naked options trades have taken more lives than most other trading styles. Oh, 100%, man. People going out there like selling 0-day options and stuff. Like, well, I mean, as long as you buy an option, at least your risk is fixed. But people go out there selling like 0-day options and then losing all their money they've ever had in their life in a single day in a single trade. Let's play some jams. So Chico with driving is timing the lights. It destroys cars to go fast and brake fast. The less you brake, the faster you go. Yeah, so in Houston, in downtown, the lights it's coordinated that way, such that if you're driving north to south in many of the downtown roads, if you are driving 25 miles an hour, because our downtown is like this, it's a crisscross where it's all one ways. So the streets are all one ways and they zigzag like this and they zigzag like this. There's not very many two-way streets downtown. And if you go 25 miles an hour or less, you will hit each light as it turns green to force people to drive slow. Yeah, so here we have that. They actually engineered it that way. But I always see people drive like 50 and then brake, and then 50 then brake, then 50 then brake, and I just mosey on through. Yeah, a lot of downtowns I think in other cities are probably timed that way also. But people still are so impatient, they gotta get to the next light and waste gas to get there. And but it's like, that's like such a good feeling. It's like slipping into a shoe that fits perfectly, you know, or like drinking a hot cup of coffee on a cold day. It's the feeling of you just hitting every green light, boom, boom, boom. It feels good. You feel like a champion. Like, I did that. Which tick chart do I use again? If I'm trying to gauge what Neon talks about, he has this price velocity indicator, which is basically watching, you know, the speed of orders. I use a tick chart to eyeball it. Kind of similar. We're both trying to do the same thing. I use a 25 tick chart intraday. Just run the lights. Yeah, just run the lights. You're just dodging traffic each way, like both sides. Can we get ES to 6800? Yeah, I think so. I think it's possible. You think we get to 206 today on NASDAQ? Like I said, all I'm waiting for, guys, is for some Trump talk, some Iran this, some that just gives us a crazy red candle, and I'm going to jump in on it. And that's why I wait for. I want an opportunity that's big, not a crappy one. So S&P's got cluster pivots down in here. We have support at MHP, hedge pressure, and half gap. This is the ideal place to grab a trade from. Now, question is, would I want to short off of that? No, see how short-lived it was? I think that was it. With volatility falling even further and resilience not decaying, it'd be very low probability that it sells off today. Well, no, Neon uses something different. He's not using a tick chart. He's using a, he's using how much time it takes to fill 5,000 or 2,000. I can't remember. It's one of the two. Like, it's how much time it takes to do 5,000 trades, and he's watching the time. So for me at a 25 tick chart, I'm watching how many candles appear very quickly left to right. He's looking at how much time it takes to fill that many orders. So we're both looking at the same thing in a way. But basically, like his way is much easier than mine. Is more like I'm looking at it and feeling it, you know. His is very mechanical. His is actually more rigid of an approach, which I kind of want to learn. I just always did it old school. Like, I can just see a tick chart moving and I can say, okay, these are big orders coming through. And that's basically what I'm gauging. There's a lot of pressure on this and I can feel it. His is like an indicator, which is kind of like, let me show what I'm talking about. Is it the Aston Martin song? Yeah, I like that song. Oops. So what I'm actually doing, when I'm telling you guys what I'm doing, is I got a 25 tick chart on. And you can see that, like, you see how every once in a while it's just like kind of filling orders at kind of a pace. Show me that Aston Martin. So down here at the bottom, if there's a lot of space between single minutes, and there was a lot of orders that came through. So it's the distance between the minute markers at the bottom, but also you can see like how weak the bid is against the selling, or how weak the ask is against the buying, by how quickly little bits of volume can move the price. So if I watch this really quick, like nothing special is happening here. But if there's a news event or something big, you'll just see a ton of candles appear on the screen. So this is just average trading, nothing special, nothing crazy. But off to the side when I'm trading, I always have this open. I'm never not. This is how I'm gauging order flow. So nothing. See how just right there it goes. It just spit like 5 candles on there. That was a big sell. Like not the biggest one, but a big one. And then I say, okay, there's a big sell, but then it just kind of slowly goes back to where it is. Big sell slowly goes back to where it is. Okay, it's liquid. See, you can say, okay, there was just one big seller in the last minute I've been talking. You know, nothing really crazy. See, nothing, just random noise, random noise, random noise. I just got used to doing this so many years ago. Even though it's trading low or it's not really like a huge amount of pressure, still somewhat liquid. I'm trying to see if like you guys can see what a big reversal or a push would look like in real time when something's moving. See that? You see how it went up really slow? That's not a big order. That was just a market maker at this point, like just kind of returning to mean. Small, 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 small. This wasn't a big order. You see how fast those candles, they like stair stepped. So again, it's not a big buyer. That's just reverting to mean, just noise. I love this song. This is like one of my favorite songs from the lot. See this, so there's nothing, see it's just, there's nothing really happening. Even though it's trading down a little bit. Nothing really crazy happening. Anyways, that's how I gauge the order flow. I'd love to get the long in MHP though. If it falls, then hey, that'd be great. Yeah, Rockstar, I'm planning along from the lower monthly edge pressures. This is just where, from here, my stronger trades are from here, yeah. There's about a, under current conditions, 90% chance that we close above this orange line. And under current conditions, about an 80% chance we close above this blue. So together, they're very powerful. Supported by the fact that the half gap is going to support likely as well with this confluence. We've got a cluster of bull pivots all underneath here. With NASDAQ, it's a similar setup. There's your cluster from here to here. So inside of here, I'll build a position maybe to just even scalp it back up. I know it's a cliche to short every pop, and I keep telling myself, you know, I'm going to short every pop. Today's the one day I just didn't decide not to do that. I'm not buying this dip either. I'm going to buy only my A pluses since I'm still fundamentally bearish this whole market. I'll probably buy here. I could engage in a small position here, but like I said, remember I said picking up pennies in front of a steamroller. Just chilling on that. Ooh, I got breakfast. Hold on. There's no quick path to $1 million. I'm taking one trade at a time. It's eggs and toast. That's it. We're doing like low fat, high protein, low sugar sort of thing. Eggies, baby. Eggies with some cheesies. You're getting better at hitting that flat button when you're red, Rockstar, bro. That's the best thing to do, man. Learning how to exit a trade is more important than learning how to win a trade. Knowing when you're wrong and just being comfortable with pulling the plug and just bailing is really good. Like, trading is like the art form of dodging lightning strikes while pushing a metal shopping cart full of golf clubs to a parking lot to your car. All you gotta do is just dodge the bullshit as much as you can. Get to where you need to go safely. Trump tweets there's a lightning strike waiting to happen. You got a lightning rod on your back and a lightning storm with that guy. How to meet my girl? Oh, dude, I got lucky, man. We met on a dating app. It's like how everybody meets anybody these days. I didn't have much of a social life 3 years ago, man. I was going through so much stuff. Building rocket scooter, like, you know, I have a kiddo. Like, I was not social and not going out and meeting people. So I did Hinge. Straight up. Dating apps, you're gonna strike out 100 times and then ultimately you'll get lucky with someone else who was striking out 100 times. So you met your wife on Tinder? See, I'm telling you, man. You know, iDog ghosted me for like 3 months. When I tell you all that story? Yeah, she ghosted me. It's a really funny story. I sent her a message. Like, I'm such a romantic. I sent her the most romantic message you can ever send somebody. I literally put so much thought into it. I don't know why she would ghost me. It doesn't make any sense because it's kind of mean of her. But when you hear what I wrote her, you would probably think too. You think the same thing too. I go, hey, how's it going? I don't understand why she ghosted me. That was a very, really high effort. I put a lot of thought into that. I put way too much effort into that. For some reason, it didn't do the trick. So, you know, 3 months later, I get a message from her. It was like a mile long. Like, to the point that had she wrote me back the next day with the mile long message, it would have been red flag. I would have immediately been like, nope, sorry. But the fact that there was 3 months in between my horrible first message and her stage 5 clinger first response message, it kind of balanced itself out. So she actually, it was really funny because she wrote me back on every single thing on my profile. She's like, oh my God, you like this. Oh my God, you do this. Oh my God, you do this. Wow, we have this in common, that in common. She really just like, but she was having a moment in her life where she was just like dumping on somebody and having a good time to like just connect with somebody finally. So it made sense once I got to know her. And y'all know her too. She's so goofy and funny. So, but the funny thing was, if you were to write something like that, hey girl, you up? And then she wrote you like a mile long, you would probably freak out. But then because there was 3 months in between my message and her message, it was kind of acceptable. It was kind of flattering. I was like, oh wow, she put a lot of thought into her response. I remember this girl, I messaged her like back in the summer. Holy crap. I wonder what she's been up to. So then we connected on that. Then I got her number. We talked for a little bit, and then she ghosted me again for like 2 more weeks. My first conversation with her on the phone, I FaceTimed her. I didn't even, like I said, I don't follow conventions. I didn't text nothing. I just out of the blue, I hit FaceTime just to like, whatever she's doing, I don't care. Hey, I'm entering your space, girl. I FaceTimed her. She's in a parking lot at an Office Depot, about to go shopping for her friend's wedding. Because she was going to be in the wedding. They were like building stuff for it. And she's like, you know, normally I wouldn't answer the phone if somebody calls me, but I didn't know who this was, and I thought you're maybe a client, so I just picked it up. And so because she would have normally not taken the call, and I just barged in. So I kind of had this joke that I was going to invent a dating app that people weren't allowed to text each other. You could only FaceTime each other. So essentially, if you like somebody, you got to push that button and then you're going to face talk and just force yourself in the conversation. And I don't normally FaceTime people, especially strangers, but for whatever reason, I hit the FaceTime button. I don't know, it was weird like that. And then we talked in her car for like an hour before she went in and shopped, and then she went to a wedding that she ghosted me for 2 weeks. Second time, I ghosted twice. And then 2 weeks later, she FaceTimes me again, and then we never stopped talking. You know what I mean? That's a good idea, right? Just barge in. Like, don't even like, don't be like, what's up? Just be like, boom, I'm in. Hey, what's up? She's like, and she thought my name was Roger. So, you know, she was like, oh, you're Roger, right? And I was like, no, it's Matt. She's like, oh, I thought you were Roger. So our joke every time we go anywhere, when we go bowling or something, I always use the word Roger. But we just have the most awkwardly goofy sort of initial thing. It's kind of funny. So she was going through some like, she went to some like Tony Robbins kind of seminar thing in California, where it was like one of those personal coaching seminar things. And at the end of that, she went through a moment. She's like, I'm going to call this guy back. So she FaceTimes me and then we were talking. So that's our legacy. But then the funny thing was like one of our first conversations we had on the phone before she ghosted me the first time. We're talking about Legend of Zelda. I was at a bar. My boys and I grabbed 2 tables. We had hookah, 40 people there. This like really nice, it was a club, like just like a club lounge thing. I'm off on the side talking to her about Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. So anyways, you find somebody that has the same kind of weird that you have, it just always works out. But I'm telling you, man, just barge in with FaceTime. Like, we both did everything wrong. If you really think about it, I put the world's most low effort initial conversation. She sent me the most stage 5 clinger response. I got ghosted for a long time. I got her number. I didn't even hesitate. I just barged in with a FaceTime. Dude, I went full port on that thing. We both did everything wrong. Like, this is like if you're to write a dating 101 book, neither one of us should have done any of the things that we did. So, full port on that conversation. Fuck it, I'm going all in. Let's go. That's pretty much what happened, so. And I don't normally do that either. I don't even know what compelled me to do that. I just did it. I'm like, oh, there's that girl. Yeah, whatever you're doing, fuck whatever you're doing. I'm gonna FaceTime you. I'm diving right in. Head first, let's go. So anyways, that's how that worked out. Unlike Hugo, I had the confidence to take the long. The reason I got ghosted for so long, because she was kind of dating this other guy, but he was kind of like wrong for her, and she was like trying to let it go, but still kind of in it. And it took that like seminar she went to realize that she had to let it go, which makes sense. You know, nobody's ever like in a clean break and like fully available. Everybody's always exiting something while they're entering something else. Turns out that guy drove a Harley, so no, wait, what? I'm just kidding. Some kind of movement happening. Oh, I wish I could show you on the tick chart. You missed it, but there's something happening right now. You can kind of see, like you can see right here, there's all this flutter. Kind of missed it, but you see how there's like a big candle like that. You can see it. So something just happened. 10:19. I think in the news. Do you know I was a day trader? No, I don't tell anybody ever that I'm a day trader. When I meet people, I tell everybody I work in finance so that they don't ask questions. I'm like the only trader that doesn't tell people I'm a trader. There's a stigma when you tell people you're a trader, and the people are like, they don't take it seriously like it's a real career. Or the other side of the coin is that when you say you're a trader, whoever asks you Like, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm a day trader. Everybody goes, oh, bro, me too. I'm totally a day trader too. Check out my Coinbase account, bro. I bought some meme coins the other day, and I'm like, that's like when you walk into your friend who's like, yeah, I'm a surgeon. Oh my God, me too. Like, I totally like put butter on my bread the other day, and I cut this piece of bread in half. Like, I'm kind of a surgeon myself. You know, and like, so when you tell somebody you're a trader, it goes one of two ways. Neither way is good. Nobody ever goes, oh, that's fascinating. Tell me all about it. 90% of people you're going to talk to are all like, oh, I'm a trader too. All right. They want to show you like their Coinbase account or something like that. They want to plug you for stock tips or something. So I just say I work in finance, and it usually people just go, that's so boring. I don't want to ask him anything further. And I'm good with that. But actually what I really tell people is I'm an entrepreneur, which is the truth. And most people I meet know me from around town from the other stuff that I do, because we're kind of known for other stuff. But if they don't, I just usually say, in the context of what's your background? Oh, I'm an engineer, but I work in finance now. I'm an entrepreneur. I make software. And they pull up your favorite penny stock. Yeah, bro, I bought this stock called Wish. This guy on Twitter, Zach Morris, told me to buy it. Have you heard of him? And I'm just like, never heard of him, man. Hopefully that works out for you. Sounds good. Because I like how I give you guys speeches here about how I feel about shit really in the industry. In real life, I never get on a soapbox and start yelling at people. I let them make their stupid mistakes, and I'm okay with it. I'm like, oh, never heard of him. Yeah, oh, I'll send it to you, man. He's so good. He knows everything, man. I mean, he picks bangers. Oh, really? Well, yeah, send me the link. I'll check it out sometime. I don't ever sit there and go, that. I usually, you know, I'm like, you know, Darwinism will do its thing at this point. You are a trader after all. That's what you said. Oh, bro, I'm totally a trader too. Yep. Well, you'll figure it out. You're a trader. You got this. I used to tell people when I was a trader, it would always open the door to like such awkward conversations with people that didn't know what they were talking about. And then you either A, tell them you don't know what you're talking about, and then you're that asshole nobody likes, or you just pretend to like it too, and everybody thinks you're cool. Somebody's like, hey, check out this meme coin I bought, and I would be, are you fucking idiot? You put your money in that stupid shit? You know you're gonna get rug pulled. And then people are just gonna be like, all right, screw this guy. Okay, who invited him? And so I found out, normally you tell people you're a trader, you either gotta just pretend that you're as dumb as everyone else you're talking to, or else everyone's gonna hate you for knowing the stuff that you do know. Because everyone thinks they know what they're talking about, and most everyone's wrong at this, so. I work in finance, and they go, oh, that's boring. I don't want to ask him anything else. And I like it that way. I also don't wear a Rolex, so I blend right in with the average person. Did I ever meet Ed in real life? No, I never met him in real life. We had a couple of I've talked to him a couple times on Zoom call before. Initially, we built the marketplace. We talked to basically every influencer in town when we built our marketplace in the beta test, and we actually talked to him about hosting his community on our marketplace, but it didn't go forward. That was actually like months after the trial ended, actually. Me and old Adam had a combo with him about like what it is professional, like what are you building? Tell us about your community. How big is it? What are you trying to do with it? If I wear Steve Jobs black t-shirts, they know you're a billionaire. I think if I go to like a wedding or something, I am dressed pretty snazzy. I have really nice suits and really nice shoes, but I don't look obnoxiously rich. Like most people I know would just be like showing off how much money they have. On the streets, I kind of blend in. The only thing that you probably can look at me and probably go like, okay, what do you really do? Is I always have really nice shoes. Like even my basic shoes are really nice. Always wearing nice. I think nice shoes are like my one thing that I always do. Would I like to buy that? I love flexing computer stuff and cars. I think that's my one flex is my computer stuff. I think I have the coolest computer builds ever, and I love flexing on it, but mostly because I build it myself. Y'all see my computers, right? I like to show. I'll show this one off. Hold on. Oh, I remember this song. Giveaway. We need to do giveaways in a minute. I like the flex on my computer builds. This is my 2 builds ago. 2 computers, 1 box, 2 radiator, reservoir, distro plate, bent the tubes all myself, sleeve the cables all myself. The black and white motif. So I like to flex on this. Is like, I'm such a nerd though, dude. This is what I flex on, this kind of stuff. Obviously pretty expensive to build. I built it in COVID when everything costs like twice as much as it normally would. But computers and cars, I think, are my flex. If I were to flex on something. I've always had nice cars. This is my latest car. But other than that, those are like toys for me, you know. I don't like to show off super much, but that's the new Aston, so she's a beaut. I think that's my flex. Yeah, I don't wear like expensive watches. I don't, you know, I'm not wearing like Gucci all the things. You know, I've got a black t-shirt on that I probably ordered from Instagram. Car is sick. Yeah, dude, it's of all the cars I've ever had, this car has turned the most heads for sure. Well, it's not what you think. I mean, everybody knows what an Aston Martin is, but you don't see a lot of people driving them. And I think that's where the allure is, because you don't really see them, and everybody knows it's the James Bond car, you know? I get like the very first time I ever pulled up somewhere in it, there was a lady and her husband walked out there pushing a stroller, and they had like a 10-year-old son with them. And the dad, probably like in his 50s, he just like looks at me, he goes, wow, great car, dude. And it's always like that age, like older millennials or whatever, that are just so, they're like, that's like, it's kind of like a dad car, it feels like dads are so impressed with it, because we all grew up with, you know, Pierce Brosnan and James Bond. So, but I have seen like, I was kind of impressed, because I wouldn't think the younger generation would know much about it, because everybody's all Lambo and Ferrari. But when we go to lunch, like we went to this place called Toulouse, which is this little outdoor cafe. You park your car in, and it's like, it's the bougie place all the rich people go, and then they park all the fancy cars right out front. And so there was actually like, we sat there and we were counting, there were people like taking pictures of my car. And I've never really, like when I had other, you know, other fancy cars, I never really had that much attention to it. But I think it's just because you don't see them. A lot of people don't really drive them. There's so many out there. There's so many McLarens and so many, you know, Ferraris and Lambos just parked out there. But people were like taking pictures of the Aston in the mix of all of that. I think it's kind of cool, because you just don't, I like the idea that not a lot of people really drive them. It's kind of nice, at least in my city. It's just because it's unique and different. People are like, whoa, I never see these. That's kind of cool. But they're like, oh, there's like 5 Ferraris parked next to it, you know? But I get a lot of like older gentlemen just like, bro, like I'm driving down the car, some guy's like, dude, that's like my favorite car. Oh my God, I love that brand. It's so cool. I went to McDonald's one time. The guy in the McDonald's, the drive-thru, he was like, dude, I gotta tell you, I saw your car through the camera, and I had to like talk to you, like, what do you do? And that's awesome. He's like, Aston's are my favorite car. He's like, look, on his shirt, he had buttons with Aston Martins on it. And then on top of the register, he had little cast like model cars of Aston. See, like, this is my favorite Aston right here. In like 1961, you know. And like, so even like the guy at McDonald's is like the biggest fan of Aston Martin. So it's kind of cool to see like how much people actually just like love the car in the classic sense of loving the brand, I guess. I feel like if you drive a Ferrari or whatever, people just like kind of glance over it these days because it's actually more common than you think. So this is the first time I ever had a car that was actually turning heads. A little different than what I thought. I just always loved it. It was like my dream car growing up. So what I tell him that I did? Oh, that guy? I told him I was an entrepreneur. I almost was like, hey bro, you want to take it for a spin? But that was funny. IDOC and I, we go to McDonald's sometimes because she wants the ice cream cone. So we just were going through to get ice cream. This guy was like the biggest fan. He had buttons on his shirt. He's like, I never see any in town. He's like, this is the first one I've seen. He's like, I sell soap. My license plate says Durden on the back. I sell soap. What's the yellow numbers at the top of Rocket Scooter? These ones up here. These numbers are the same as these numbers. They're just up here at the top. We designed it this way, just in case like you guys were working. We thought of this. Like you guys are working and you were like, you know, trying to hide that you were trading at the same time. You can still kind of have a gauge on what is resilience and what are these other things all at the same time. So the idea was it just kind of still looks like you're doing your work in your office. Your boss was to walk by, but you got your eyeballs on resilience. Holy crap, resilience just went negative. Okay, when he leaves the office, I need to get out of my trade. So that's there. It's a bonus. A little helpful idea of mine. It's ARB? No, these aren't ARB. This is DD ratio, resilience. That's this white resilience. This is this yellow resilience. This is hedge pressure itself. This is monthly hedge pressure itself. Where am I gonna take a trade from? I'm gonna long from MHP on S&P down in here.
He was scrolling past midnight.
All right, time for giveaway, guys.
Cold fries, big dreams. Found a post from a wizard, said this chart trick never loses, guaranteed.
I walk the line.
He clicked that link like salvation. All
right, first one, baby.
Change his name.
You guys know the drill. We always do elite trader funding. First one going out there. Our giveaways are sponsored by our partners, so we do gifted giveaway accounts from them. Today's gonna be elite trader funding, Lucid, and Take Profit.
That's what the sales page said. Every time the arrow pointed up.
Sounds like you're doing the blow up pitch. Nah, this sounds like this is like if Johnny Cash was singing for Mumford and Sons. Although it doesn't sound a lot like Johnny Cash, it just kind of reminds you of boom, 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 boom. See, like sometimes his accent has that Johnny Cash accent. When he says flat. Splat. I walk the line. Here we go, here we go, here we go. I could start building in half gap as well. Let me think about this really quick. And do I want to proxy trade on Nasdaq or not? I just want to hit with the S&P. Who do I want to do? I think that's good enough. I don't think we're going to sell it from here. Let me double check. Where's resilience? Everything's good. Everything's kind of like a little bit of decay from here. It's probably smart to wait. But I can put a teaser on here. 77 to 64 range to enter on this. Gap likely to fill. Maybe not so much with res being positive. All right, let me put this one on here. You ready to go and load up some props on this?
Right between the loss and the laugh. If this thing's wrong forever, maybe I just
See, my brain all morning was like, let me short at the top there.
next signal said bull blue by now. He grinned,
But I just, the one day I didn't do it, even though I naturally would do that trade
sat there sipping cheese
in this environment. Down inside of here is the entry point
like hell.
for the cluster to the long side. And we are losing confluence, so I might not even hit it too hard.
Oh, hero of the forum,
What do y'all think? Should I do it?
saint of the backward deal. They kept the same old indicator. He flipped it upside
Resilience is still kind of positive. A little bit of overshoot there. 68 to 64. Let's build it.
perfect, just pointed to the losing crown. So if you hear of magic methods promising you'll never fall, remember our friend and his arrows that lost every single call. Sometimes the math is nonsense. Sometimes the compass
All right, gonna spin that wheel one time for the first ETF giveaway. I'm engaged in the long. Why not?
losses, you might just put it into a song.
TT trading. Typing something in chat, brother. It's right by your name, man. You got so close. Almost got it, man. Hey, 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 hey.
Shots screaming loud, lines cut the sky. Futures moving fast, never ask why. Bull zone charging, bear zone creeping. Eyes on the P and L, no time for sleeping.
So I got in early at half gap. I'm gonna still hang on for this little area and allow a little bit of overshoot. Let me double check the volatility is still in a good spot.
To walk, no fluff, no bluff, let the candlesticks talk. Every single time I ride,
VIX is picking up a little bit.
single time I make.
I'm not super loving this, but it's worth a shot. I might probably one more flush candle there. All right, we'll do one more giveaway in about 10 minutes. Congratulations, TT. You know the drill. Go to the Discord, go to the Consus channel, send Slacks a message with a screenshot of your YouTube ID, and then we'll hook you up from there.
Be afraid. Cashing in futures like a time machine. Charts glow, neon black and green. Pivot levels hit, break zones explode. The grind don't stop till the accounts overflow.
All right, so where do we go from here? Come on, no red flush, no red flush. Hang on this one, let's hold it. So when I tell you guys my whole being wrong from the right place era, you can see how it is trying to bounce where I'm in the money. And if I'm wrong, I'm just wrong small. Like, yeah, I see my trading stuff. You guys, I'm waiting all day. Remember, I tell you, patience pays. Patience. Well, I call it patience. P-A-Y.
Matt's going in with size. Big size. He's loading up heavy. Watch him fill those liquidity pockets. Yeah.
Y'all y'all went through this kick around trying to write like overly sexual songs for a while. But that was so funny. Matt's going in big. Y'all goofy folks.
Jealousy in their eyes, but Matt don't care. He's stacking up the green, trading like a boss, living out the dream. Oh, Matt's trading large size, riding their rocket.
So I'm looking for half gap to hold with positive resilience. The support is maybe there, so. Again, I was waiting for something. Now again, it's still a gamble whether it does hold or not, but if it holds, it will hold from here and pretty much nowhere else today.
Large size, big vibes. He's the king of the trade. Matt's on fire.
So the question is, does this pick up a hold here or not? The hourly chart looks pretty gross though.
Orders filling quick.
Not gonna lie.
Second tall, even in queue. Flying is conquering it all. Trolls screaming fake out.
I'll pull the plug quick if it doesn't work.
Dancing to his
But you see how I'm buying from pretty much the right-ish place. One more flush here possible.
salty in the feed, making dumb ass calls, planning
Losing MHP on Nasdaq. So this is like we broke through it overnight, and traditionally, if you open below MHP, you're likely to close below it. So it would be a rarer case to keep going. But it's worth taking a bet. I have 14 contracts. It's not big. That's a small position. Anything less than 20 on S&P is small for me in this account currently. So it's not going to make or break me today.
big vibes. He's the king of the trade. Matt's on
Alright. But see, even if I'm wrong, I'm wrong from the right place. And so while it's trying to figure itself out, I got in a pretty good entry. So I get plenty of time to sort of like figure this one out and watch the conditions.
ready for the show. Pockets overflowing, green on every screen. He's the future's king, living the dream. Matt's trading large size, riding their rocket so pretty band liquidity. He's unstoppable now. Trolls can't take it, throwing dumb shit around, but Matt's running big.
Trolls can't take it throwing dumb shit around. I love it.
He's cashing anyway.
Guys, do me a favor, click the thumbs up button while you can, while you're here. I would love you for it.
Ooh, Matt went in with size, and he filled it all. Yeah. And he filled it all. Yeah.
I have met my nemesis.
This is one of my favorite songs, dude, of the songs y'all wrote.
He's the defender of the weak.
You will save us. I'm gonna lock in a little profit on that. And then we'll just let 8 ride. Close out a little bit of that just to trim. He will save us. Because we went up to the first resistance there. Pretty simple day, dude. This was so textbook.
I have met my nemesis
We all agree today was pretty textbook.
from rockets
I'll tell you, man, patience pays.
to
Up 10,500 today on the account. I'm just goofing around right now, surfing the web, looking at some stuff, trying to catch up with some things here. Give me a second, I'll get back to you guys in chat. I'm not reading chat, you know. Whoa, 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 whoa. Remember, being right and wrong from the right place is all that matters in trading. I told you all morning, if y'all stayed from the morning, like, I wonder if this guy's ever going to make a trade. And I tell you, I wait. I drew it. I told you I was waiting for it. I waited exactly for it. And look, it paid out. Are you entertained? And even here, just the retracement move alone, even if I get the direction right or wrong, it doesn't matter. I can literally like even if I don't want to take the risk, right? I can just literally lock this in because there is a resistance target where we are right now on NASDAQ. And I even just this leg of the move was enough for another 6,000 bucks. Like, okay, and I'm like, I'm not really convinced that we're not crashing, so let me lock some of it in, right? Which is what I did. And let me lock in a little bit more. How about, let me just drop it to, let's just leave it at 4. Demonstrate. Even this leg alone was enough to make my day, right? Just wait. Yeah, that's all you have to do. If you wait, again, our high volume pivots, I mean, this is the whole strategy that I use. This is perfect. All right, so let me trim this down in one of my TPTs. Let me trim this down. Hold a runner of 2.
Swimming in a sea of red, but that's just what we do. Just found one more account.
Let me give you guys, I still got open longs. Let me take a screenshot. So finally I grabbed the long in all of my prop accounts. So I hit it pretty much most all of them. I've trimmed them all down just now to runners. So I got runners of like 1s and 2s. So in my 4 Funded Next legacy accounts and my 5 TPT Pro accounts right there. I don't trade all my accounts at once. I always roll into some. I always see some of them blank. So 11,500 in the $1 million challenge account plus another, I don't know, 12,000 here, maybe 25 today. Gotta wait. Will the prop site also have exclusive deals? Not exclusive deals, but we'll have all the same deals that we get. Most props don't do exclusive deals anymore. Like, to be honest, I don't even care to hold this any further. I'm going to take the profit. And I'll let my props ride if it's going to ride. But I closed most of that out, so... Trump is talking? Oh, yeah. So remember, all day I waited and waited and waited and waited and just found something that had a really strong probability of happening. And even though it wasn't that big of a deal, it was a 10-point scalp for 600 bucks, 6,000 bucks or whatever it was. And look at that. I mean, for some people, that's an entire month of work. I mean, for me, trading is about waiting for the opportunity, and that's what I did. And it wasn't a big splash. It wasn't like a huge risk. It was just something that had a high probability of at least moving a little bit. And even though I'm not convinced it was going to V up and rally, I hit it hard here. It slowed down here. And then I took the profit. And look, I'm the first one out. First one in, first one out. And that's how I do my trading style. CL is continuing to rally, by the way. We're at $96 in oil. We started out about 94 this morning. Anytime oil's going up, index is coming down. In this environment only, they're kind of inverse, which is not normal. But this is war-based news and events, so. If you're long ES, we use the resistance level in NQ to exit. Yeah, like I use both of them like together. I call it like tandem charts. So like I'll use proxy pivots. Like S&P has a support here. They're both going to pivot at the same place. S&P has a support here. Nasdaq has a resistance there. See how it's resistance? So you can see how both of them are sort of like hitting their own independent pivots. Yeah, so I use one and the other. I always have both of them up. So sometimes I'll have S&P and then I'll hit a Nasdaq trade off an S&P pivot. It works very well. It just seeing what it is, right? If you ask Nasdaq what it wants to do, Nasdaq wants to be down in here, which is why I'm a little scared to keep holding. But S&P is going to have a hard time falling through that. So Nasdaq is holding up here because S&P is holding right there. Yeah, so if you Nasdaq pivots can help you see some pivots in S&P because they're both sort of like locked into the same bigger companies, right? Your big seven are such a huge chunk of both of those indices. They're going to look very identical almost all the time. I mean, look at the two of them side by side. You can use one to trade the other. I do that. I trade them interchangeably. I use both of them for clues. I consider the index one thing, and this is just two ways to see the index. Because most of the index is just like 7 companies, right? For the most part. They pretty much decide how the index drives. And they're both present in both of these. So, you know, you could put an NVIDIA chart, an S&P chart, and a Nasdaq chart right next to each other, and they're going to look exactly the same these days. Nasdaq, S&P, NVIDIA. Isn't that crazy, right? In reality, your stock market is just NVIDIA. All right, what's the next giveaway today? We'll do one more, guys. Another prop count giveaway for you guys. TPT 50K. Cool. Giveaway hour. Type in TPT in chat. I'll give you like 5 minutes to do it, guys. TPT. So I'm at $541,000 on the million challenge. It's taking forever to get there, man. If this is a good bullish month, I could have finished it in a month. It's taken 3 months already to get halfway there. Market sucks.
Tonight's the night, see what you earn. Never round, don't say your longest. That time tongue for relief, oh, that's the king with a waitress eye. We'll pay for the whiz go. So gather round, don't trade alone. This ragtime tune's your winning zone. That's the king, giveaways the crown. Stay for the wisdom. Stick around.
Snow's falling on the charts tonight. Candle glow on the bull's own light. A
Were any of you guys like were you guys surprised that Banksy was Robin Gunningham? I mean, I knew it the whole time. I'm a huge Banksy fan, by the way. Now, either this is a big hoax, because he's always so big at posting hoaxes, and this is his big exit strategy to have one final troll on the way out, or it really is him. Either way, everybody out there is flipping shit right now because they're like, oh my god, look at this Banksy's like this old fat guy. And you're like, people don't realize he's been doing street art for like 30 years. I think they're imagining he's some like 20-something-year-old in a hoodie, you know? Like, he's been doing street art since like the 90s. So of course he's gonna be like in his 50s right now. I always thought Banksy was a team of people though. I never thought it was just one guy, but either case. Am I British? I feel like I might be British, right? I have 2 Banksy posters in my laundry room. You guys ever saw his movie Exit Through the Gift Shop? It is such a brilliant, it's such a brilliantly orchestrated joke. He makes you watch a movie, and the movie is about you watching a guy who just spits together the stupidest art, but somehow it's given value. And it's only given value by the fact that the movie's telling you it has value. So you're believing what you're sold in the movie, and that he's making fun of you while you watch the movie for giving the value to the art that you do. He's making fun of you for making him rich. And Exit Through the Gift Shop, the name of it's hilarious because anytime you go anywhere, you go to a museum, go to something, you're always exiting the thing through a gift shop because they're always selling you on some idea and then getting you to buy it on the way out. So how many people you know have made a movie and the movie is about you and making fun of you for being gullible and stupid? And just being like, thanks for making me rich. By the way, there's some value to what I do. Feel free to buy it on the way out. And then making fun of you for buying it on the way out. That's hilarious. Just basically making fun of how we just give the stupidest things value just because somebody tells you to. I always thought him and the guy that was Terry and all of them, I thought it was always like a team of people. And Shepard Fairey was probably part of it, and Rob Del Naja was part of it. I feel like it's a whole team of them that just did it together. And maybe even Robin was part of it. But okay, ready? I'm gonna spin the wheel. But like lately in the last couple of days, everybody's been posting pictures of Robin Gunningham, who's older now. I think it was all of them together, if you want to know my opinion. And it was a team of them doing it. And the last inside joke is just to like play some prank on everybody right now. Nate trades. I'm still long with runners in my prop accounts. So but I'm not a big fan of it. I'm gonna hang on to it though. All right, we'll do one more giveaway before I have to get out of here. In about 10 more minutes, we'll do one more. So hang tight for a minute. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Ah, baby, we haven't seen a whoosh fan in a long time. We haven't seen a bull market in a long time. I think that's a sign. I'll spin it. Oh, he didn't claim it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he did. Look, he's right here. Nate trades. He typed something. Did I get a custom plate for my car? Oh, I didn't. Not yet. I didn't get the custom plate yet. Yeah, somebody said I should put whoosh on the on my license plate. Congrats, Nate. Yeah, I saw it. He said thanks, dude. I saw it. It's up there. Nate was here. Congratulations, man. All right, you guys know the drill. Go to Discord. Go to the contest channel. Tell Slacks you won. Give him a screenshot of your YouTube ID. Although the Wish fan should be from down here, but. Ooh, man, it is cold in here, man. I used to be such a hot-blooded person, but when I used to run around this planet with high blood pressure, I was always hot. I used to have it like 68 degrees in here just to keep it chilly. I was never cold. And then ever since I got on blood pressure meds, man, to regulate that shit, I'm cold all the time. I used to be such a crackhead when it came to like stimulants in the morning. I'd Adderall for ADHD, drink an energy drink, and I would drink a cup of coffee, and I would sit there, and then all that fuel and all that high blood pressure, man, I was warm all the time. I was always hot. Now that I don't do much coffee or anything, and now I got low blood pressure, I don't have fire in my veins anymore, warming me up. Giveaway in about 10 more minutes. We'll do one more. Making along again at MHP. I don't know. I don't really know. Conditions aren't as good. The fact that it is pivoting around this area and trying to, I don't think I will. But they'll probably close my runners too. I became a chemical engineer due to holy stimulants. I don't know how that didn't kill me before. I just had such a tolerance for it, I think. I mean, I was on Adderall since college, so I mean, I had a tolerance for that, and always drank coffee, and energy drinks, I think, was the bad part of that equation. I used to slam a Celsius before a trading day every day. After popping an Adderall, like no wonder I had like blood pressure was about to kill me. I mean, that is such a dangerous cocktail of drugs. We already did a huge boot camp giveaway today. What's the legend of Moon? I miss the old Woosh fan song. You have a Vyvanse and a Celsius every day. Once you get a tolerance to it, you just get used to it, right? But I had some like anxiety episodes, with all having high blood pressure. I always tell you guys a story. I had a fucking nervous breakdown in an IKEA. Literally, like for whatever it was, dude, I had a straight up panic attack, and then I was like, all right, I need to get on some BP meds or something, because I know I'm having an issue. My doctor, my Adderall doctor, was like, we're gonna have to stop prescribing you Adderall. Your blood pressure's way too high. And I'm like, I feel fine. He's like, unless you get it down, you know, we're not gonna put you on it, because, you know. He's like, you should get on BP meds. I was like, I don't need medicine, man. I don't want to change any of my body chemistry. I'm so anti. And he's like, nah, you probably should. I mean, your kind of like scary stroke level. So anyways, you know when you go to an IKEA, right? An IKEA is you walk in the store and it's just this like convoluted sort of like path like this that takes you all around the store. And then you get to the end and you get here and then you can buy like the meatballs at the cafe before you leave. But there's all these like shortcuts that take you from like one place to the other to skip through it. Do I do cardio? I do, yeah. So anyways, I was walking and I remember like I was starting to get like a little sweaty and hot and I was just feeling off for a little bit. If you guys have ever had high blood pressure, I'll tell you what it feels like. It's hard to describe. You're kind of in this weird, real sort of like surreal, spacey environment. It's almost like being on LSD, but in a different way. LSD gives sort of like a brightness to the world and gives you sort of like this. You just feel sort of like detached from the world, and everything feels like you're in some like a painting or a movie or something. But this is a bad version of that, where everything felt detached and weird in a panicky sort of sense. And everything felt surreal, and I felt this like buzz inside of my head. Turns out I was rocking like 200 blood pressure, over 200. But anyways, I walked to the IKEA and I was starting to feel faint and feel weird and feel panicky and sweaty. And I was like, man, something's happening. Am I having a stroke or something? And I started feeling like I was on like a bad LSD trip. So anyways, like things were just moving weird and feeling weird. So I remember like running in a circle, and I was like, hey, I just got to get out of here, man, get some fresh air. And I remember like passing up the couches and then going to the kitchens and then going to something else and then taking a detour and ending up back at the couches. And then I freaked the fuck out when I saw the couches a second. I walked into a big circle and I was like, oh. I was like, did I accidentally did I eat the wrong candy bar this morning or something? Like, I'm tripping. I really thought I was tripping on something. I thought something was happening. I was having a high blood pressure, anxious moment. I was freaking out. I was like, I didn't accidentally eat some LSD or something. I'm like, okay, look, something. I saw the couches a second time and I freaked out. And I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I feel weird. Something's going on. I don't know if I'm dying. I'm having a stroke. She's like, did you take anything? I was like, I didn't take anything. I don't know. And I'm like, I'm stuck in an IKEA and I'm trying to get out. And she's like, oh, you call the doctor and go visit. I'm going to call the doctor. And he's like, yep. Blood pressure is about to kill you, sir. You need to get on some meds. It's like, okay. Candy bars. Candy bars. The schnozberries taste like schnozberries. Pull over. You can't pull over any farther, man. That wasn't my first anxiety attack, because I had them when I was younger as a kid. But the problem was that it felt different. It was a real fuzzy feeling in my head. It felt like a bad trip. Anxiety attacks don't feel like a trip. They just feel panicky. Like I literally felt like I was on LSD but having a bad trip. So it was weird. When I saw the couches the second time, I was like, all right, I must be dreaming. This isn't real. This isn't reality. Something's going on. Anyways, you let your blood pressure get that high, your brain gets weird. So don't let it happen. Anyways, they put me on BP meds and then I've been fine ever since. But cortisol and adrenaline and trading on top of high blood pressure is stroke city. Dude, 100%. So the doctor was like, you need to cut out all this shit. You can't do anything. No more energy drinks, no more Adderall, BP meds. I was like, all right. If I'm freaking out in IKEA, something got to change. I was like, when I saw the couches the second time, I freaked out. I'm like, I'm trapped. I got to get out of here. Those shortcuts, dude, it's a maze, I tell you. Yeah, I mean, no more fun, exactly. So there's that second tab. I thought about getting in on it, but I just didn't. I still have my runners just to see what happens. Candy bars. You feel like you can't breathe even though you're clearly breathing perfectly fine. Yeah, because you start focusing on your breathing and you're like basically telling yourself, if I don't breathe, I'll die. If I don't breathe, I'll die. Am I gonna breathe? What happens if I stop breathing? Dude, panic attacks are weird. I had I had serotonin disorder growing up. Ever since I got my car wreck, I had anxiety attacks at a younger age that went away for a very long time. 139 or 87 right now. That's not bad. That's actually about where I am too, and that's actually low for me, which is good. Derealization from anxiety you've had also, just had a high blood pressure and done a bunch of acid back in the day. Bro, Jay Jay knows exactly what I'm talking about. We come from the same place. Nothing wrong with a little microdose here and there. It sparks your creativity. Steve Jobs did it. I partake. Never enough to fry my brain, but enough to give me great ideas like Rocket Scooter. I mean, I invented arbitrage. 6 shots of tequila deep at a wedding. Sometimes a little bit helps, but this was a full-on bad trip moment. And then once you start focusing on the part about having a bad trip is once you start focusing on the bad trip, it only gets worse. You're taught to embrace, you just go with it. Whatever you're in, you got to go with it. Don't fight it. Let it be. The minute you fight a trip, it goes bad. So never fight it. But I fought the shit out of that one. I'm like, I gotta get out of here. Oh my God, my feet. Oh my God, I'm sweating. And then, yeah, never fight it. Whatever you see, just be like, I'm cool with it. It's not real. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. The minute you fight it, it just goes downhill. So you gotta just ride with it. Oh my God, I got no feet. But these days, I've been pretty completely drug-free and trying to live a cleaner life and fitness life and staying more healthy. I like this song. Which one is this one? Tonight, our dreams come true. It reminds me of like, kind of like a Yellow Card sound to it. Was that your song, Mark? Without the violin, but it has that sort of like switch foot Yellow Card kind of vibe to it. Yeah, we got a Lucid giveaway going on in about 3 minutes. Yes, sir. iDoc wants me to live longer. Yellow Card flip grew up. We're a few blocks from you. So they were such a good. They're huge. Like when I was in college, that was like when they got huge. I won Yellow Card CD from a radio station. I actually won like 15 CDs. It was for BuzzFest. So if you won the package, you won every CD for every band that was at BuzzFest that year, and then Yellow Card was one of them. It was Yellow Card, Trapped, Switchfoot. Who else was in that BuzzFest? I can't remember. I made successful trades today. Yeah, I did. I'm pretty good. I took an initial short and closed very quick for some money. Then I took a little long scalp right there for some money. I want to hear that song again. A teeth of garlic regulates high blood pressure. I feel like there's a vampire joke in what you just said somewhere. I just can't figure out how to make it. Garlic and blood on the. I'm thinking, do vampires have low blood pressure? But anyways, it turns out that when you have blood pressure, 230, 240, you almost are hallucinating at that point. So don't ever let it get that bad, y'all. Nothing caused it. It's genetics. I wasn't stressed. I wasn't high stress. I was literally the same amount of stress I always has been. But maybe I just didn't know I was under stress. I don't know. But yeah, you get that high, you're gonna start seeing stuff that's not real. But the only way to describe it is a fuzzy feeling. Everything just felt like buzzy and fuzzy. Oh, iDoc, if you're listening, that paperwork you need me to get you today, I'll get it for you right after my funded. That thing that you need me to give you. As soon as I take a break. Haven't you at school when you're in a presentation, would you have like a panic attack or something? Mom, I'm stuck in an IKEA. She's like, just breathe. Are you okay? Did you take something? What's going on? Because iDoc was out of the country at that time. She was in Vietnam, I think. I was like asking her, I was like, do we have like a... She's like, do you know what this is? Because, you know, like, I feel like... She's like, it's, you know, your blood pressure's been high. It's probably something to do with that. Like, she's like, just look on, you know, follow the signs, get out of the IKEA. What's hilarious? It might sound like this a long time ago. This was like, it was like 3 years ago. What's up? Dude, look, I got this. Were you in Vietnam when I had that IKEA thing? How you were? Right. I got lost in the couches and I freaked out from my high blood pressure. Then after that, we got on some meds and it was
warming up. It's so cold in this house, guys.
I know. Why are you out of breath?
Because I ran up the stairs. Up and down, up and down.
This is nice, man. I kind of just want to like cozy up on the couch and like watch that F1 movie. Finish that.
Oh, it's really good.
Yo, we started watching F1 last night. What's up, Pickle? What's up, boy? Come here, my dude. Come here. Come here, buddy. Come on. Oh. F1 is good. I actually never saw it, so it's good. We only saw like maybe like 20 minutes of it.
Yeah. Just too busy working.
Pickle. Why?
We're watching F1 and then he got busy. He went back to work and so I watched Eternity and that made me cry.
Yeah, dude. You were crying. Oh, we're going. Yeah.
It was so romantic.
Oh, all right. Bye-bye. All right, Lucid guys, type it in. We've got about... Oh, it's only 11:30 already. Swing the wheel in 10, 9. It's a Tom Cruise movie starring Brad Pitt. Oh, that is funny. 8, 7, 6, 5,
4, 3, 2, 1. Spinning the wheel.
Oh, that's a good spin.
Stop typing Lucid.
I was gonna drive down there, but I didn't make it.
Oh yeah, did you not leave?
No.
When is your car going?
I haven't started.
See what's done. What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy?
Guess what's on the menu tonight?
Like real menu or like menu as in like guess what we're doing tonight? You talking about for dinner?
Yeah, for dinner.
What's up?
Making Vietnamese curry.
Yo, I love that. Okay, Really?
Yeah.
I'm so excited about it.
Under one exception.
What?
You have to sit downstairs and work while I cook.
Okay. Well, that'll be happening because I've been
And I'm gonna make fresh Vietnamese baguette.
like, really?
Yeah, I actually still have to go down there to get the baguette tray.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. So Pickle has this weird hobby that he likes to sit up, like just on my lap. He likes to sit up on his hind legs and appear tall. Like he balances himself up and he just does it. Mm. Mm. He always likes to bite my nose and I don't know why.
It's because your nose is long and straight and beautiful.
Thanks, you hear that?
I hope my kids have your nose.
Look at that. All right. Go away. I was born with it, by the way. No nose job. Came with it.
Did you tell chat what I asked you when I first? Because you were the first city boy I've ever met. I was like, your nose?
Oh yeah. You did. People have said that before.
Really?
Oh, yeah, no. People have asked me because apparently I have like a perfectly shaped nose. Everyone in my family has the same.
You have a perfectly shaped nose. It's perfect.
That's what people say. I don't know. My mom, my uncle, my mom, my brother, we all look exactly the same.
Yes, I'm similar.
Years of inbreeding
You can't.
from all families from the Louisiana swamps.
Why? What does it have anything to do with inbreeding?
I don't know.
You know, they're people too.
My family are the most hick of country folks.
What are their names?
Oh God. Half of my dad's side they all have Cajun names. Like you can even pronounce it. It's not English. It's not French. It's like somewhere in the middle. My grandpa's name was Elie. That was his name.
Ilie?
Elie. My grandma's dad was Elie LeBlanc. That was his name.
Why do you have to say it like that though?
We called him Papa Jack because we couldn't say his name when we were kids.
Bubba?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Roger. That story. I didn't remember that.
I told him that story today.
Roger?
LeBlanc. Yeah, our family is the LeBlanc. Well, at least my grandma's side. Maybe I'm related to Matt LeBlanc, who's Joey from Friends. Probably not, but it's a cool sounding last name, right? And then my grandma Lilian. My grandma Lillian. But Lilian. You gotta say it with the old Cajun flair. Lilian LeBlanc. I don't know.
Yeah, tell me, because I'm gonna
Tonight.
push on this.
F1 was good, right? Yeah, I was busy working on the prop scoring website till like past midnight, so I was in the kitchen at the table on my laptop the whole night. And she didn't want me to miss it, so I was glancing at it a little bit. We're gonna start it over.
It was just filmed really well. I was surprised with the intro portion of that. I'm like, wow, this is filmed really well.
Yeah. Do you say you sound like Gambit? Oh yeah, get some Channing Tatum's Gambit. What did he say? Oh, I'm about to make my name out of here. Remember what he said?
No.
Wait, what? No, what did he say? Hold on, wait. Hold on. Gambit quote. Hold on. He said, no, there's a quote that it's always that, woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here. Remember when he said that?
No.
That fighting scene, he was such a hilarious Gambit. Although they're about to bring Gambit back into the MCU, but he's not going to play it. They're going to bring somebody younger in, I think they said. But he was funny about it.
Mon ami?
Ooh, mon ami, I'm about to make a name out of myself out of here.
Yeah, you call me Mon ami.
Benoit Blanc. Oh, from Knives Out. Dude, I love the Knives Out movies are also good. I still hold on to my runners, by the way. So just some prop accounts. I've got 2, 3, 2, and oh, I have a 5 still on the table. So one of them has a 5. Tatum deserves that. I mean, if you want Gambit to be more of a serious, I mean, he was kind of a jokester, but like if you want to be more of a serious role, you're not gonna take Channing seriously. You know what I mean? You're gonna see it as like a Deadpool sort of movie, just overly comical. I think the MCU wanted like it to be a darker and more serious, boring story. He was funny in DBs. Oh, it was so funny. Does my girlfriend trade as well? No. I mean, she has like an investment account, a 401k account, but her investment strategy is actually much smarter than all of us. For sure. She buys ETFs and holds them, like the smart way to do it. She's not a DJ like the rest of us. Anyways, guys, I gotta go. I'll be live on MyFunded TV in about 5 minutes. If you don't mind joining me over there, MyFunded Futures, they do a ton of giveaways. I do that show every day at 12:30, so I'll be there. And then an hour after that, this channel will be live again to finish out the day with our boy Neon streaming. I'll be in the chat hanging out with you guys. Feel free to join us here. Kevin, thank you so much, buddy. Kevin is posting a link for all y'all to check it out. So head on over there and feel free to support the cause. I'll be doing a giveaway there in a little bit for MyFunded Futures, which is the best prop firm in town. You guys know it. Thanks for tuning in. Killer day today. Final predictions. Market's going to trade higher, I think, leading up into FOMC. Probably even close at highs. Did I never did the Lucid giveaway? I thought I just did. Yes, I did. See Wisdom. Is that one of your savage tricks? Savage tricks? Are you tricking me? We had 3 winners: TT, Nate Trades, and C Wisdom. Yep, there's 3. So click that link in chat. We'll see you all in a minute. I thought I went on the schedule you made. Hold on, wait. I swear that... Am I on the wrong day? Oh, shit. Oh, dude, I'm such an idiot. I went off... Yep, I did go off the schedule. Oh my god. I thought the... Yeah, no, it's the yellow is the current... Okay, you actually did it really nice. I'm just stupid. Yellow is the current day. Wow, you actually went above and beyond for this. This is really nice. My bad, Andrew. He actually has a really nice looking schedule. Okay, yellow is the current moment. See, that's actually really nice. Oh, look at me to fuck things up. Okay. Now I get it. It's very well made, by the way, the schedule. It looks nice. Okay.